So yeah, so welcome. Hello, friends who are just joining us on YouTube. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. We're going to be making some macaroni and cheese today. This is a live stream. It was recorded on Wednesday, August 12th in the year 2026. If you're not here live, it's okay. You're like, hey, who's he talking to? The chat's going to be down here. And if you're on the vertical stream, the chat's going to be somewhere in here. Anyway, we're making a birthday macaroni and cheese scenario. Big like plate tray, glass dish tray of macaroni and cheese. We're gonna cover that with some breadcrumbs. I'm also gonna put some sausage in it and frozen peas because I confirmed that Calvin was like cool with that today. If he was like no, plain mac and cheese only, then we would be making that, but he was fine with it. So we're gonna do that. While that is in the oven, we're gonna ice, not gonna ice. We're going to take a pre-existing ice cream cake that I purchased and add a little bit to it. So that's like when I say add, I'm gonna like use the gel coloring to write happy birthday, Calvin. And then I'm going to crush up some Oreos and like put them around the side because he mentioned like yesterday that he was like, oh, I'd love like crushed Oreos on an ice cream cake. And I was like, what? Okay, sure. So that's what we're doing. Anyway, if you're on YouTube, welcome in. Nice to have you. We are live on all platforms under the same name. You'll find me there, and also there. But regardless, we're gonna get started today. So hi, Cyber, welcome in. Hi, nice name tag. Thank you. I am an approachable school volunteer. You can talk to me about school. That's what I was doing this morning. I was volunteering. It was open house for new parents and students. So I was like, hey, you should join. You should let me talk to you about the bus schedule. Let me talk to you about the school schedule, like whatever. Like lots of questions. I was talking to a lot of excited parents who are like starting their school journey at this particular school for the first time. It was really nice. I enjoyed it. It felt like, oh, this is actually starting again. Awesome. Meanwhile, Calvin like left for camp this morning and has another week of camp, summer camp. But I'm like, my head is like in school already. His school, not mine. I don't go to school. I'm 41 years old. If I'm going to school, it's not going to be that one. Anyway, Troy says not with blueberries and Captain Crunch. No, we're not putting blueberries, nor are we putting Captain Crunch in it. We are, however, putting sausage in it. So as I'm standing here, I need to put the sausage in the oven because the sausage has to cook completely before I can use it. So that definitely needs to happen first. I'm gonna put the sausage in. I'm gonna put the sausage. I think I'm gonna put the sausage on a sheet pan, actually, or not a sheet pan. Rather, I'm gonna put it. Yeah, well, sort of a sheet pan. I'm gonna put it in this cake tray because I'm cooking like several existing sausage links, and those are currently frozen. So I need to toss those in the oven and just kind of let them roll as we're moving along with other things. Now, I imagine today, just like a little housekeeping note, I imagine that today's stream will be a little shorter than usual. I am, in fact, planning for it to be a little shorter than usual. It is Calvin's birthday, so I'd kind of like to, I know he has, probably is going to have plans after he comes home, which like he always has plans. But I know we're going to watch Big Brother tonight. He probably wants to watch a bunch of like episodes of One Piece because we've been watching One Piece together, and we just started the new season last night. So we're in the thick of things. I say we're in the thick of things, but we're not really. We're only like 100 episode, we're like 130 episodes in. There's like 800 episodes or something like that. So I'm like, you know, anytime we want to just crank out like 3, 4, 5 episodes in a row, let's do it. We finished a whole season on the train home from New England this past weekend. We didn't watch the whole season. We finished the season. The season itself was like 37 episodes. Anyway, all that is to say, I'm probably going to end up streaming a little less time today than usual. We're not going to go until 7:30 because I want to hang out with him. That's why. That's why. Ty, nice. Birthday was 2 days ago. Amazing. Yeah, Leo's. I get along with a Leo. I definitely get along with a Leo. I think I get along most. My personal experience is that I get along really well with oh, hold on. Scorpios. Because they're organized, but they're not like painfully organized. I am organized and painfully organized. So, Catastrophe, your birthday was 8/8. Amazing. Brooke's a Leo as well, August 22nd. Sweet. I love a Leo. Leos are chatty. The one thing I appreciate about Leos is they are always happy to like talk to you. And I love that. I'm like a Leo at heart. Because I'm like happy to talk to you, generally speaking. I feel like the social battery for Leos is a lot bigger than mine. Moonlit, welcome in. Happy Wednesday. Did I hear they're relaunching MySpace? I feel like I heard that, Cyborg, but I don't feel like I looked into the actuality around it. I feel like I heard that bit of news and I was like, did anyone just not stop using it? I feel like I should just try my old login. My top 8. I guarantee you I don't talk to anyone in my top 8 anymore. Actually, no, that might not be true. I think my friend Drew might have been in my top 8. Yeah, Twinderella, that was pretty good. That's worth a screenshot, honestly. 57,000 messages. God. A certified yapper. I know. It is true. It's like I feel like I'm a Libra. Gwen is a Gemini. Calvin is a Leo. And I think that's where most of our problems come from, honestly. I'm just kidding, sort of. Anyway, listen. If you're ever chatting with somebody on a dating app and they were like, "Hey, what's your birthday? What time of day were you born?" Don't talk to them. Don't talk to them. Just stop talking to them. For your own benefit, just stop talking to them. Just a bit of advice.
Excuse me, Daddy? Sorry. Daddy? Sorry. Daddy? Sorry. Daddy? Sorry. Daddy? Sorry. Daddy? Daddy? Sorry. I'm sorry. Daddy, bye.
You know, the apology is in the sound. I just wait now. I'm just like, I know I said this before, but I still don't know when that sound ends. When I think it's over, it's still going. Every time. Moonlit, why? Why stop talking to those people? Because no good comes from that depth of astrology. If someone's like, what? Maybe if someone's like, hey, what's your moon? You're like, no. Mm-mm. No. You guess. Guess. You get to guess. Oh my God, still they're stubborn ass people. Twinrilla, you yeah. You're just like you're you're outnumbered. You don't want to start a relationship based on astrology. I mean, mainly I feel like the preconceived and I like and listen, y'all. I was joking. That was a joke. For the purposes of this conversation, if you're having a good conversation with somebody and they ask you your birthday and what time you were born, you matched with them for a reason. You knew what you were getting into. I guarantee you, if they asked you that, they already had something about astrology in their profile, 100%. And if they didn't, you're lying. You're lying. So just saying, you knew what you were getting into. I was joking. Feel free to enjoy the conversation with that person or persons, depending on your level of enthusiasm and energy. Just saying. Dorks, hello. Welcome in. Happy birthday. Appreciate it. It is not my birthday, but it is my son's birthday today. He is 11, and we're making mac and cheese. We're not actually making anything right now. I'm just standing here talking. Cyborg! Holy shit! That's amazing! Cyborg, that is amazing. Hold on. Let me check. Let me check and see if that actually like did the thing that I thought it was going to do, because that was a highly involved thing to set up. Oh, I can't see because I need to. Hold on. I'll give you confetti. I can make that happen. We have the power. We have the power. Hold on. Where? I need to full screen this thing? Damn it. No, hold on. I don't need to full screen. I need to go to my actual like thing. That's 250 balloons. There is in fact 250 balloons. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Eat at Dad's. That's me, right? Yeah. Oh, hold on. We got to mute the tab or else I'm going to start honking at myself. How do I look? Welcome to Eat at Dad's chat room. Amazing. Thank you. Oh, yes. It did. It did work. It did work. Oh, amazing. Fantastic. Yeah, I need to add sounds to that. I definitely need to add sounds to that. But and let me like I'm gonna like take a step back. Hold on. One, did it also pull into? It didn't. Okay, so I need to add. Hold on. We're gonna make some notes for myself here on my little admin channel. Because I wanna make sure that we do this right. Sounds for number 3, 2, 1. John's add to. Okay, cool. We got it. All right. Oh, that was amazing. I'm so glad that actually like worked the way that it technically was supposed to work. Cyber, here's some confetti. I got it for you. You ready? Here. Hold on. Did you see it? Did you see it? Here it is again. Hooray indeed. You're the first person to redeem any of those redeems, which is super cool. The thing that, what does it mean? It is exactly what it is. You know what well, one, it comes with some Cookie Club entries. So we'll start with that. Two, there was a lot of folks that had told me that they had too many channel points and that I didn't have enough high channel point redeems. So what does that do? It puts your name in that reward until someone else redeems it. And then even when someone else redeems it, your name is still in there. So also, and if you redeem it again, it keeps track of how many times you've redeemed it. So what does it do? It allows you to use your channel points, get some Cookie Club entries, keep track of how many times you've gotten that specific reward. And in the future, it's going to play a little song. and as I add that in there and you return to chat, I will of course I will of course play it without you having to redeem it because you've already redeemed it. But that's what it does. And here's what I will say. If in this moment ago you are feeling regret about like what happened to my points, where did they all go? Well, they didn't go anywhere yet because I didn't fulfill the redeem. If you're feeling regret about it, from me to you, you can have the points back because I also ripped that reward off from another streamer. I was like, they have this thing on their stream and I really love it. And people redeem it too, which is kind of fun. Tundra, do you want to hit 1 million channel points? I mean, that is definitely up to you. I cannot tell you what to do with your points, but I can tell you that if you redeem it, there are no sounds. There's no sounds. But y'all, the way that I had to like code that in to StreamerBot was a lot. I'm really actually kind of curious. I want to look at what happened. Oh wow, it actually worked. It like worked. I tested it though. I tested it like a lot because I have an unlimited number of channel points to use on my own channel, which is pretty cool. Bellis, welcome in. Welcome back. Hello again, I suppose. Pick one. No regrets. I know. That's a great tattoo. I always love it when I always chuckle when I come across one of those. You have a plan. I have fear. I have existential dread. This is the cookbook that we're using for the mac and cheese. It is the new best recipe. It is this mac and cheese recipe. You may recognize it from some birthdays as last year, the year before, and the year before that. It is the same recipe as I've used every other year, and it's got the little notes on here on how to double it, or not double it, time and a half it. That's what we do with it. We time and a half it because I make a big tray of it, and then I make a smaller tray of it too, which is kind of fun. Okay, so Fluff, thank you. These are fashion glasses. They are not real. I just want to say that out loud so that I'm not attempting to fool anybody. They are not prescription lenses. I'm wearing them for fun, for the bit, as it were. Okay, so we do need to get out our ingredients today. For the breadcrumbs, pulse the butter, bread and butter in a food processor. Set aside. For the pasta and cheese, adjust an oven rack to the lower middle position. Heat the broiler. Oh, I put my sausages in there and I forgot. about them. I should set a timer. I don't remember. I don't know how long they've been in there. I'm gonna set like a 10. No, I'm gonna set a 20-minute timer. They're cooking from frozen, and the oven's only at 350, so like they're probably still quite frozen. Oh no, they're not. That's fine. They definitely have at least 20 minutes left. And so the sausages are in. We're gonna cook those. Elbow macaroni, salt, butter, flour, dry mustard, cayenne pepper, milk, Monterey Jack cheese, sharp cheddar cheese. Okay, so we need to do, we need to shred some cheese. We need to get out all the rest of our ingredients. Bring 4 quarts of water to a rolling boil. Add the macaroni and 1 tablespoon of salt and stir to separate the noodles. Cook until the pasta is tender. Drain in a colander and set aside. In the now empty Dutch oven, heat the butter over medium-high heat until foaming. Add the flour, mustard, and cayenne, and whisk well to combine. Continue whisking until the mixture becomes fragrant and deepens in color about 1 minute. Whisking constantly, gradually add the milk. Bring the mixture to a boil. Whisking constantly, the mixture must reach a full boil to fully thicken. Good to know. Then reduce the heat to medium and simmer, whisking occasionally until thickened to the consistency of heavy cream, about 5 minutes. Why not just use heavy cream? Anyway, fine. Off the heat, whisk in the cheese and 1 teaspoon of salt until the cheeses are fully melted. Add the pasta and cook over medium-low heat, stirring constantly until the mixture is steaming and heated through about 6 minutes. Transfer the mixture to a broiler-safe 13 by 9-inch baking dish and sprinkle evenly with the breadcrumbs. Broil until the crumbs are deep golden brown, 3 to 5 minutes, rotating the pan if necessary for even browning. Cool about 5 minutes and then serve. Easy. Got all that? Let's get our ingredients out first. First. And I'm going to do more than what this calls for because I always make a little bit I always make more mac and cheese than what the recipe calls for because we all love it. We eat a lot of it when I make it. So I almost always will just make a big tray and then I'll make like a little tray, a side tray, if you will, to share, essentially. You know what I might do? I just had this thought. I have these ramekins. I might just make like individual mac and cheese things instead of like using the second tray and then just keep this big tray as the backup meal. Not really a backup meal, but like, you know what I mean? Maybe we'll do that. I've never done that before. And that might be fun. That might be fun because these are like, you know, little ramekins. It's like at a restaurant when you get your own little ramekin of mac and cheese. Let's do that. We're going to do that instead of making the small tray. They always end up, I don't know. I'll fill this tray and then we'll like fill the ramekins. And if I need more, if I need to like, whatever, we'll fill the big tray and then we'll balance the rest into the ramekin tray and add more as we need. All right, got all that? Super clear, right? Wrong. Don't worry, I'm keeping track of it in my head. Maybe. Anyway, thought you were in the cabinet. Well, some days, Bowtie Fly, welcome in. Nice to see you. It is a mac and cheese day. We're doing a big pot of mac and cheese. So, I mentioned this earlier, but just so like, you know, again, a little housekeeping note, streams today is going to be a little shorter than our usual, like long form go until 8 p.m. streams, because I want it to be, I don't know, because we were live last night and we'll be live again tomorrow. And I want to hang out this afternoon later in the afternoon and just like watch TV with Calvin, and I'm gonna watch anime maybe, unless he's got Roblox plans, which he always has Roblox plans. Speaking of anime, we weren't. I am going to turn on the air conditioner in my house because it is, once again, it is jarringly hot in here. Right, because eco mode is on, meaning that the thing thinks that nobody is home. It is 26 degrees in the house, which is almost 80 degrees. Yeah, almost 80 degrees. There it goes. Okay. We got it. Thank gosh. Okay. Air conditioner is on. Let's take these cast iron pans and move them over. I'm doing the shuffle. Y'all, there are so many balloons. Like, I know that you can't see them on stream, but there are balloons at my feet. Like, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of balloons. And they are all over the place. They will be popping on stream today. At least one or two is going to just pop. I'm probably going to shriek. So just like be aware. We're dealing with extenuating circumstances of balloons all around the feet. Bowtie Fly, I was blowing up a lot of balloons last night. We were online. It was a very relatively short stream. It was like 3 hours long. I say relatively short. Like 3 hours is a short stream for me. So 9. How did the microwave balloon go over? Amazingly. It was amazing. And Gwen was the one who discovered it. She was was like here in the kitchen this morning. Calvin was opening his present. She like poured herself a coffee out of the carafe and like opened it up and was like, "There's a goddamn balloon in the microwave." So it went over. The microwave balloon went over really well. Yeah. Gwen hates the balloons. Hates them. Elsie, the saddest cat. Come up. Come on, baby. Do you want to say hi? Elsie's the most adventurous cat. Come, baby. Come on. Elsie's the only one who wants to come into the kitchen with all the balloons. She's so sad. Why is she sad? Well, mainly she's sad because she can't go in the basement right now because there's two sickly bottle feeding foster kittens down there who we do not want to afflict our cats with anything. So she can't go in the basement. I'm turning so her face can be seen. Do you want to hold her?
Come lie down with me for 30 minutes.
Okay. Are you going to lay down? What? What sticker?
Dad, I was just making sure it didn't fucking say anything on it.
No, it just
Hey, baby.
yeah, it's fine. She's sad because she can't go to the basement and hang out where she loves to hang out. And she's been up here making all sorts of noise. And all the other cats are avoiding the kitchen because the kitchen is filled with balloons. And the two boys are honestly probably too dumb to understand that the balloons are not actually going to harm them. I think the two boys see the balloons as threatening, and Elsie sees them as annoying. Anyway, there she is. This is Elsie. She's sleepy now. This is what she wanted. She wanted to hang out with Gwen.
She's purring.
She's purring. I can hear her.
Yeah, we're gonna go lie down for 30 minutes.
Okay, have fun. How's your head?
Now
Okay.
it's fine.
How's your
Falling asleep.
Yeah. How's your scalp? Okay.
It's a shower. One of these days.
One of these days? Yeah. Fair. 9, the click happens every hour. It happens at once every hour, and then after any ad break we run, it happens like immediately after the ad break. The click will happen about 50 minutes from now. Twinderella, what did you think it said? Tell the class. Tell the class. Let's get out the rest of our ingredients. You know, in a world, we're all missing the click in some way or another. Just saying. Elbow macaroni. Let's get it out. That's rotini. We don't want that. Clutch my pearls. The pearl clutching. That is such a good statement. It's so evocative of like exactly the exact thing. And like as soon as you know what clutching your pearls means, you know exactly how to apply that comment. It's great. Tablespoons of unsalted butter. Okay. This is salted butter. We need unsalted butter. Why do we need unsalted butter? I hate unsalted butter. I have a lot of it in the fridge though, because tomorrow we're making cupcakes, and all the cupcakes and the icing, the buttercream icing. So we're making caramel, buttercream, and cupcakes tomorrow, and all of them call for like a massive amount of butter. So in the refrigerator, I don't know if y'all saw this down here, but there are 5 pounds of unsalted butter in here. There's also a literal ton of cheese, but that's for today. Flour, dry mustard. That is over on this side of the room. So let's get that out. All right, we're sorting through. We're getting there. Ah! Flour. Hold on. Okay, we made it to the cabinet. Oh my god! The balloons popping whenever they move. So jarring. So jarring. Okay. Back to the other side of the room. Here we go. All right. We're coming. We're coming. All right, we made it. Bowtie Fly, sorry, your comment about the glasses. These are fashion glasses, so they are for the bit. They do not get used or worn very often. In fact, that's why they are still relatively clear. Just saying. Cayenne pepper. All right, we need cayenne pepper too. And we do actually use cayenne pepper in this recipe because it is extremely cheesy. The cayenne is really not spicy. It just like cuts the richness of the whole thing. It is a very good addition. So we need milk, cheese, and Monterey Jack and cheddar. I don't know if I actually have the exact cheeses that this calls for, but it doesn't really matter as long as they're melty in some capacity. Ooh, cavatappi. Cavatappi is the one that is like the extra spiral, right? I feel like I have that in here. No, I just have lots of elbows. It's the like, it has ridges. It has ridges, and it's like an additional spiral. is the if that's the one I'm thinking of. Elbow macaroni. Okay, so this is super straightforward. Pound and a half of elbow macaroni. So, I don't ever make a double batch of this, although maybe I could. What would it take to make a double batch of this? 16 ounces of Monterey Jack cheese. You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna make a double batch because I have enough cheese to make a double batch. I have enough butter. Let me just make sure I have enough ingredients to do a complete double batch of this. If I do, then we will. Butter, flour, yes. Dry mustard, yes. Cayenne pepper, yes. Milk, 10 cups of milk. I should have a brand new container of milk in here. Pause. Where's the milk? Oh, it's up top. Okay. Y'all, I just had a panic attack. Not a real one. That minimizes the people who have actual panic attacks. Sorry. I just had a moment of panic because I could not find where the milk was, and I thought that we didn't have enough, but we do. So we're just gonna do a full-on double batch of this because I'll freeze it and it freezes fine, and then I'll just have it, and that's okay. So, wow, that's very loud. Joe Adultman, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for your Tier 1 subscription. It is nice to have you. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to turn the sound down on that phone that's over here at the counter because oh my God, it is so loud when those alerts go off. So we're just going to double this, so I don't need the whole my notes section. Doubling is easy. This is Not and Getty, welcome in. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. This is Irish style mac and cheese because we're doubling it. And that was a dad joke. You can have it. It was free. You're welcome. For the breadcrumbs. Oh, let's do the breadcrumbs first because that is like the one that is set aside. I need additional cold unsalted butter for this. See, this is why we bought all of this butter, because now I'm getting my third stick of butter out of the fridge. Obviously. So butter and bread. Oh, I need bread. And this bread, it's good to use stale bread for this, which is a good thing because this bread is stale because it's been in the fridge for a while. Let's check it and make sure that it's not too stale. 6 slices of good quality white bread torn into rough pieces. Okay, let me wash my hands before we do anything here. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. So we're moving into production time today. I was going to do both the mac and cheese and the cupcakes on the same day, but I decided that I really wanted to have like 2 slightly shorter streams as opposed to one much longer one. Because Calvin's in camp and it's nice to just like do this while he's in camp. I also forgot to turn the music on today, so we're gonna do that. Why is it that every time I open Spotify on this laptop it says installing, like as if it wasn't open 12 hours ago? It was It's literally, yeah, we're just gonna, cool. There it goes. All right, we did it. Let's get my food processor over here. So it says about 6 slices of bread. It actually gives a specific weight, which we're going to ignore. Just speaking of ignoring, we're going to ignore this timer going off here. No, you know what? No, we're not, because if I ignore this and then I forget, we're going to have to restart what we were doing with these sausages, and I don't want to do that. So let's get the thermometer out, and we'll test these for temperature and doneness. We've done this before. We're at 150, 140, 38, 132. 132. So these are not quite finished. We're going to give those another... I set the timer for 10 minutes. We'll just give those another 10 minutes. They'll be fine. Okay. We have 6 slices of good quality white sandwich bread torn into rough pieces. Okay. Pulse the bread and butter in a food processor until the crumbs are no larger than 1/8 of an inch, 5 to 10 to 15 1-second pulses. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slices plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slices. Hell yeah, that's the entire rest of this old loaf of bread. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's perfect. Before I do that, as I'm doing that, yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Wilma, welcome in. Happy Wednesday. So, thank you for the shout outs. Appreciate it. Some friends in chat. How'd the balloon blowing go? Wilma, it went really well. Balloons were blown up. We ended up doing 275 balloons, which is 20 more than last year. Approximately a number of them popped overnight, and as they pop continuously. I popped 2 of them during stream today, not intentionally, but they were definitely still a lot of balloons here in the kitchen this morning when Calvin came down, and then throughout the day today they've been sort of migrating throughout the other sections of the house. We have a door on the basement now. Like, there didn't used to be a door down to the basement, but since last year we've had one installed, and this year Gwen this year the balloons are not able to make it all the way into the basement, but they are sort of pooling at the base of the steps where the door is. And so they're like extra annoying. Why the name tag? I had a name tag on because I was at the school new student orientation this morning. I was helping out at that. I am a volunteer with the Parent Home and School Association, and I was helping out with that. I am in fact on the executive board. Good for me, right? Anyway, what that means is that I'm on the text message chain where people are like, hey, we need people to help at the thing tomorrow morning. Literally tomorrow morning. Is anyone available tomorrow morning? And I'm like, yeah, I suppose I'll come over. And they're like, could you also pick some stuff up on the way? And I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, we had all summer to talk about this. Anyway, it's fine. I'm not like, I'm making a joke out of it, and I'm like, but this is, if you've ever been involved with like any type of parent committee or like anything where adult volunteers are involved, like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Nobody nobody does things until they have to, and then when they have to, everybody comes together and it all gets done, and that's like how it works. Anyway, I was there this morning. I was talking to a bunch of new parents about the school and my, and being a parent, asking them to volunteer, asking them to donate money, like, doing the thing, shaking hands, etc. And it's fun, and I'm happy to be involved. Genuinely happy to be involved. I'm not being sarcastic about that. I really am. One of the things that changed for me last year when Calvin changed schools was that my community of parents that I had known went away, because they were all, at that old school. And when we went to a new school, I was like, I need to be involved, because I need to get my new like parent community tied into my life. I need to have and it's not friends, and I'm not like, don't like mishear me that I was like, I miss my friends, because I still have my friends, many of whom don't have children. But it was more around the like, the community of parents that you interact with regularly, with regard to like the goings on in your kid's life. He's at, Calvin's at the age where, I need to know a lot. I need to know enough about his school to be able to like get information about events, activities, etc., without having to rely on him like bringing a flyer home in his backpack, because like he's not going to do that. He will do that, but then he won't tell me about the flyer. And I'll be like, hey, are you guys having like a bake sale this week? And he'll be like, oh yeah, it's Tuesday. Meanwhile, it's Monday afternoon. And he'll be like, oh yeah, it's Tuesday. Like, can you like make cookies for that? So anyway, that's why I want to be involved. And I am very involved. And I love it. And I'm happy to do it. I do all the field trips. I like bring stuff in for the classroom. I write the newsletter. It's a lot. But I got involved last year, and it was very rewarding and worthwhile. Okay, so we're doing this in 2 batches, because I could not fit all of batch 1 in the food processor. So I couldn't fit basically an entire loaf of bread into the food processor, so we're doing it in two goes here. And that's totally fine. But yeah, we love an involved parent. I'm a very involved parent. It is a hallmark of who I am. I like being involved. Mainly I like knowing what's going on, right? Like, I've complained many times on stream about like the group chats and how I just don't respond to them and how they're very overwhelming. I don't want to be excluded from them. I just don't want to have to respond to them. And I love like being in the know, like having sort of the background info of everything. My main motivation with school is twofold. One, having community to be able to like rely on for stuff, and just like know other parents in his class, other parents at the grade level, other parents at different grade levels. So there's the community aspect of it. But a more self-serving aspect of it for me is I want to know his teachers and have access to his teachers and like the school administrators before there's a problem. Like before I need to. Like this morning, I walked up to the school and like the dean was out front, and they were like, hey Lou, how's it going? Like, good to see you, And the fact that I know sort of like have like face and name recognition with, the dean of students is big for me, because if there's an issue and Calvin either has an issue or causes an issue, I'm not a stranger to them. Like, they know me, they have my cell phone number. Like, that line of communication is well established and very open, and it helps. It would help in those scenarios where, I'm not like meeting this person for the first time. I'm not interacting with them for the first time under duress. So for me, like, that is sort of the side quest version of why volunteer for other stuff, when it doesn't actually like serve me directly, because it's an end around for that type of thing. So that is my motivating factor. Those are the two. Primarily it's the community, though. Like, I don't expect Calvin to be, in trouble with the dean often enough to necessitate me volunteering for things as often as I do. But, the one time that's relevant, it will be worth it. It happened last year. There was a thing at school. It wasn't bad, but like, it was a like, hey, need to talk to a parent situation, and like, they already knew who we were. It was nice. All right. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Did y'all have involved parents in any capacity? Was it weird? Did anybody have like totally absent parents? I always try to walk the line between those two. The totally absent one, but like, I check in with Calvin regularly, like, hey, we got a field trip coming up. You always, historically you've been like, hey, it's great when you chaperone. Do you still want me to chaperone? Does that feel weird for you? Like, how is me chaperoning your field trip feeling to you this month as opposed to like last month? Would it be strange, And one of these times I'm fully expecting him to be like, yeah, maybe like, maybe don't this time, maybe like, I don't know, sit this one out or something. I'm sort of expecting him to not want me to be involved. And when that happens, it'll be fine. Like, because I'm expecting it, it won't be a surprise. But I do like to check in with him and make sure that it still feels good that I am involved. And when he doesn't want me to chaperone field trips anymore, I'll just stay involved with like the parent side of things, like helping with the newsletter and the fundraisers and like that kind of thing. Because that's not involved. That doesn't like touch him at all. Me calling places to ask them to donate products for the silent, the annual auction, that doesn't affect him in any capacity. So I'm not asking him permission for. It's more around like the intersections of the school community, like his school community, which is the other students, and me, like where those two things come together. Okay, I am going to be using this food processor again later, but I not in this moment, so I'm going to put that to the side. Here's all my breadcrumbs. Those are ready to go. We have our elbow macaroni ready to go into the pot. Once that is done, let's get the rest of our ingredients sort of together. That includes butter and measuring out all my dry stuff, and then grating a bunch of cheese. Shit, I didn't put all those bread slices in there. I've still got 2 up here I forgot about. That's plenty of breadcrumbs, so honestly, I don't need any more than that. We're good. We are good. Timer just went off again, though. I think the sausage should be finished. Let's check these again. 185 degrees. Yes, I would say that is done. Even if that was 185 degrees in the center, so pretty sure that one's finished. We can turn the oven off. And then these, I'm just going to leave these on the counter. I may forget to put those in. I may forget to put peas or sausage in there, but I hope not. I'm hoping not to. Trinderella says my gramps was always involved with the book fair, and I loved it. I love the book fair. I thought getting to help set up and break down the fair every year was super fun. It definitely was, and also getting y'all setting up the book fair though, that was the key, because that's when you saw all like the good shit, right? You're like, oh, that's the one I want. Like I want that one, and then you like put it to the back. You know what I mean? Yeah, you get like the preview. Listen, that's key. That's the key right there. Um, is the beforehand knowledge. Um, just saying. The secret is to volunteer. The book fair is great though. We still do the book fair. I did the book fair last year. I helped with the sales at the book fair at school, and I was like, this is just as fun right now for me as an adult to be like looking through all this stuff as it was when I was a kid, except now I'm like not as interested in the books, but the excitement of like the event is still cool, and the kids still enjoy it. That's the other thing, is like the kids who come to the book fair are still like, oh, let me get the eraser, let me get the thing, and like also let me get a book, which is super cool. Yeah, the discount, you got to get the discount. Yeah, the little magazine of what there was to order. I know. And you bring it home and you're like, Mom, can I get these 5 things? And they're like, pick 2. I always tell Calvin, always comes home with those, and I'm like, you can get as many books as you want. Plastic crap, pick 1. You want the rock collection? You don't get the rock collection and the like squishy dumpling thing. You gotta pick one, right? Moon Dice, welcome in. Love book fairs. Love book fairs. I love the book fair too. I was always a big fan. I'm still a big fan. When earlier or last year when they were like, we need parents to volunteer to help do checkout at the book fair, I was like, oh my god, me. Like, oh my god, please. I was like, please let me help. They had a sign up, and I was literally like on the sign up form. Like, okay, I'm like cross-referencing my calendar. Like 5 minutes after the sign up form got sent out, I was like in it. I was on it, like ready to go. All right, so we got the dry mustard. Add the flour, mustard, and cayenne. Okay, so we got the mustard. Cayenne is a half a teaspoon of cayenne total. 1/2 of a teaspoon total. It's a 1/4 teaspoon for the recipe. So half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper is a lot, pretty decent amount of cayenne pepper. I remember there's a Britney Spears one that I wanted because it came with an 8-ball. Oh my god, I love that. Can I tell you a fun story about Britney Spears? It doesn't involve me meeting Britney in any capacity, but yeah, no book fairs, $200. That is kind of sad. I feel like I feel like you could just like go on the Scholastic website and be like, here, pick $30 worth of bullshit, but it's not as exciting. I feel you. It really isn't as exciting. 12 tablespoons worth of flour. 12 tablespoons worth of flour. Okay, how many? That's 12 tablespoons is 3/4 of a cup of flour. So we're just gonna do 1/4 cups of flour here. We'll do that. Moondie says, luckily my kids still have book fairs with all little magazines, right? They don't appreciate it. Right. Well, they don't appreciate it as much because it's like they just do all the digital stuff, you know, like, I mean, that's my take on it. 6 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. So wait, 6 tablespoons. 5 tablespoons is 1/3 of a cup plus a 16th. Yeah, so 12 tablespoons is 3/4 of a cup. Okay, sorry. I'm just like, I gotta measure twice, cut once, but like think about it twice, measure once, I think is, I don't know. What's the equivalency of that? I think it's probably similar. Anyway, I loved the book fair. I don't remember any of the stuff that I got from the book fair. I just remember it being exciting. And it was, and it still is. Still excited by the book fair, even as an adult. for school I don't go to. Okay, hold on. Flour, mustard, cayenne. Got it. Okay, so let's put these things back. Hopefully, let's see, you can shuffle over to the other side of the kitchen. My balloons are Oh, so many balloons. So many balloons. Kick, kick, kick. Okay, we got it. We got it. There, we're coming along. All right. Balloon landed in the flour. I can see a flat spot. Funny. Okay, so my dry ingredients are here and ready to go. Butter. Okay, so we need to double the butter. So I need 10 tablespoons of unsalted butter. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus the 2 that were left over from my breadcrumbs. Beautiful. Whoa, perfect. And butter, add the flour, mustard, and cayenne. So this is going in, then this is going in. Then we add the milk. Let's grate the cheese first. So that's what we need to do. We need to grate the cheese first. Yeah, Cinderella, oh man, reading is such a challenge because even when they acknowledge that it's tough, it's still tough. The hard part with reading is that the reward isn't instant. It's literally like reading, exercising, starting a new project or hobby. Like all of those things are so hard for kids because they are so used to having a reward that is instant. The dopamine hit from just popping their iPad open or their phone or their computer or whatever, firing up a screen, hitting YouTube, and the immediate dopamine hit that provides, there is literally nothing that can compete with that other than hard drugs, which you shouldn't give an 11-year-old, but you really shouldn't give a 10, 11, any kid that age, you really shouldn't give them a phone either or a tablet. That's sort of my opinion. Obviously, I don't follow my own advice because I did, and I regret it. So there's that. Anyway, oh my God, 9, banning graphic novels, right? Like, do you know how difficult graphic novels are to understand sometimes? Like, graphic novels are still reading. Like, I'll die on that hill. That's the same as people who are like graphic novels and comics aren't reading are the same stupid assholes that say things like audiobooks aren't books. And they're wrong. They're both in both scenarios, they are fully and completely wrong. Anyway, Ava says, give them Adderall and an iPad and it makes them nice and quiet so I can watch my shows in peace. Next topic. I don't think I'll ever have kids. Amazing. Oh my God. Yeah, Trinderella, the virtual school thing too. Although maybe you can answer this better than anyone else. Is there somewhat of an element of like the virtual scenario that makes the technology like, oh, I've been staring at this thing for a while, so now I just want to like not stare at it? Or is it like, hey, I've been in class on this thing all day and now I want to like watch something to decompress? Like, for me, I know that when I am staring at my laptop for a while, if I'm like doing something that requires thought, I don't want to keep looking at a screen. It's the screen that's bothering me at that point. It's not necessarily the thing. But that said, I am well aware that like the addiction of the availability of the screen thing, the instant on entertainment is hard. It's hard. It's so hard to compete with. It's impossible to compete with. You literally cannot compete with it. Like, hey, would you like to do a puzzle? You mean instead of absorb the most addictively entertaining thing that you could possibly put in my face? You mean to a puzzle instead of that? Get out of here. Get out of here. Electronic fatigue. Yeah, not as often as I would like, right? I want them to be tired of electronics all the time, 100% of the time. Oh, guys, hello. Travis Barker, the drummer from Blink 182. I'll take that. Does Travis Barker wear glasses? I don't recall that. The last time I thought about Travis Barker was well over a decade ago. Free comic book day materials, educational tools. Nice. 9, you were ready. I love that. Is it your birthday? It's not my birthday. No, it is my son's birthday. He is 11 today. He'll be back at some point. I mean, not at some point. He'll be back later this afternoon. We're making mac and cheese. I'm making mac and cheese for his birthday. He is this is our sort of annual, this is the annual birthday meal. My birthday, one, you will not know it because I am never ever going to tell you when my birthday is. I'm a Libra. At some point, if you are observant enough, you will notice that the age that's listed in the bio down below in all the panels, you'll note that the age changes. I change it on the last day of Libra season. Do I not have a cheese shredder disc? I do. This is much like the glasses today. This is just for the bit, Avo. I could do this in the food processor, but then it wouldn't take as long. I could probably make this whole recipe in 20 minutes. Like, it's not it's not a difficult recipe. I'm just prolonging it because I'm streaming. Just real talk. Like, y'all, that was a moment. I like dropped the veil there for just a moment. That was real honesty. I really am just, you know, I'm taking my time. I like hand shredding the thing. I washed my hands too, you know, why not? I do I like shredding. The food processor shredding disc really is like clutch though. Goal breaking for content, 100%. Fall Guys, I'm not saying I'm not. I am in fact saying that I am. She thought Captain Underpants was stupid, didn't know anything else. I mean, listen. My opinion is 9 that you do. I also am not a huge fan of Captain Underpants. I'm not a huge fan of Dogman. And I think that you can't make that line. Like, you can't make that line, you know? You got to let them do the thing. Like, you really, like, you have to let them, you know? You can't just say these are the books that you can and these are the books that you can't, you know? So I get it. You're allowed to not like the thing, but you still should allow like the genre, right? It's a gateway. It's totally a gateway. It really is. It really is. It really is. I consider for my own personal take, you know, if you are at this point, if you are not using your iPad to watch YouTube, I'm happy with whatever it is you're doing. Yeah, why would you stop them? They're literally reading, right? Like, oh, but they're pictures. Yeah. What comes with the pictures? What are the other little things on the page? with the letters. What do you call those? Oh, words? Cool. What do you do with words? Oh, you read them. Got it. Got it. Like, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I'm always at a place where I'm like, I wish you would play video games. Like, I remember when I was younger, people were like, video games are evil. They're so bad. Like, you shouldn't have video games. I'm like, yeah. Meet YouTube Shorts and talk to me about evil. Talk to me about like absolute the worst bottom of the barrel type of entertainment. It's that. Literally that. Like TikTok, awful. YouTube Shorts, awful. For a kid. For like I'm like, will you please just play Zelda? Asked my son to play my favorite old games. I don't have any favorite old games, Falgeist. I'm not a gamer. And I do not like board games. I literally do not like any games. I don't play games. I like chess. I play chess. I'll play chess. I would play Scrabble. Joe says I'm not listening. Listen, I was an only child. I like games that I can play by myself. Which chess is not. But like, give me a Sudoku and leave me alone. Honestly, like that's me. Like, I don't like the solo board games. Joe, that's what I need to get into. Generally speaking, I don't like video games. Like, I never got into video games. I just didn't. Mainly because I didn't have them. I didn't have access to them. I had a Sega Genesis. I played Sonic. I was really good at Sonic. And Altered Beast. Did you ever play Altered Beast? I played that one. And then Mutant League Football. That's about the only sport that I ever cared about. With Bones Jackson. Remember that. Oh my God. Haven't had that thought in a long time. But solo stuff I think I'd be interested in like in a way of like I would probably be more inclined to play a like solo board game than I would to like try a new board game with someone else. I would rather do that. I would rather do that. I've been really into I've just been playing a lot of chess recently. That's like where my energy has gone gaming wise. Do I like participating in any sports? Yeah, I do. I like playing sports. I don't care about sports. Like, I literally don't care about any sport. Like, I can't like express the depths of how little I care about like American football or hockey, basketball, baseball. I don't. I like, if they did not exist, I would be fine. My life wouldn't change at all. Actually, my life would get more annoying because there'd be like a bunch of people who had repressed emotional trauma who didn't have football to care about, so they wouldn't know how to process any of their emotions. And that would affect me because I do. And, you know. Anyway, yeah, sports are a great way for people who don't know how to express their emotions to like have a feeling. Fuck that. Anyway, yelling at the TV when a football game is on is a form of therapy. You know what? So is therapy. Judgy. Yup. Yeah. But the platform I'm standing on is pretty strong. Not every sports fan, 9, and not only sports fans. But you get the people who are like, I care, you know, like they care about their team winning. It's so important to them. and it's like the thing that they care about. Like that's the thing. And like my favorite player got traded and like I'm so sad. It's like the only time they'll admit to feeling sad about something. It's mainly the admission of the thing. And like the ability to understand that that is like, oh, I'm feeling this emotion and it's in response to like that as opposed to like life. Anyway, um and yeah, I am kind of judgy about it. And that's, you know, I'm not saying you shouldn't like sports. Don't hear me. I'm saying I personally don't because I don't really get anything out of them. The platform standing one is the kitchen floor. Right. I don't follow fanatically either. Like I watch the Union. I watch the Philadelphia Union, the soccer team. And I like watching soccer. I enjoy it. I've watched them with Calvin for a couple years now. But like I do not care when they lose. Like they were in the playoffs last year and like lost bigly in like the last game in like a horrific fashion. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Like I'm not going to let this sort of be the arbiter of whether or not I feel sad or happy today. And I think that's kind of my point. I'm getting out keys. I don't want to forget to put these things in here, and I will if I don't get them out. I'm going to cut up. I'm getting all of my ingredients together is what I'm doing. Like my mise en place. But yeah, I mean, I am definitely a little judgy about it. I don't judge people for liking sports. I judge people if it's the only way that they can have a feeling about things. Which, Nine, I don't really get that. I don't really get that energy from you. So to be fair, Fog Ice, yeah, point taken, exactly. Emotions are only acceptable to express when they're related to sports in many a straight man's mind. Yeah, and that is true. That is true. It's just like, oh, I can name all of the stats from like this player from like the past 15 years, but oh, I don't see the mess around the house that like my partner is just constantly picking up. Right? Like you choose to value the things that you do. Math nerds. Yeah, and those folks are great. I love that. Listen, I admit that I am a co-owner of a fantasy baseball team. I am fully an admission of that. Do I know who's on that team? No. Have I looked at the team since the draft? No, I have not. Have I made any changes to it? No. But I don't know. But I can't say that I'm not. I can't, you know. I definitely want to see a Union game at some point. They're miserable this season. Yeah, Troy, I got tickets to some games coming up. I don't care if they're good or not. Whether they win or lose or draw is not relevant to my enjoyment of the going to the game experience. Too many people don't consider anger an emotion at all. Yeah. Yeah. Why are you vertical? Oh no, Jordy. There's a little menu option if you want to change it. On Twitch. I'm vertical because I started the new dual broadcasting thing. And you can definitely change it back. I don't know how specifically, but I know that you can. Okay, I need 10 cups of milk. That's a lot of milk. God damn, that's a lot of milk. Okay, but let's do that. First off, let's use it up. Let's see what's in here. This is good until August 15th, it says. Smells good to me. It feels oddly close. It does. And we can even get we can get closer. We can get closer if you want. Hey, nine, there's a reward redeem in chat. There's a reward redeem in chat. It's under the channel point rewards. I know we were chatting about this last time, and I want to make sure that you are aware. It's down there with the channel points. It's a click me thing. Louis Pasteur, right? I don't like change. Jody says, not that I don't like closeless, I don't like change. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. Like 100%. I feel that about as deeply as one could feel it. I do not love change. I fixed it. Good. How did you fix it? Was it just a was it the little like menu toggle? No, I hate change. I don't even like change from the store. All right, so I need 10 cups of milk because I'm doubling this recipe. So this is going to be all the rest of this container for sure. There we go. Chat settings. Okay, amazing. Yeah, I know you can change it. Now, will you always be able to change it back? I actually don't know. But I know that right now Twitch is like, we understand that some people will hate this. Let's make it an option. But I just started doing it or using that format for the broadcast because previously they had, hold on, 6, 7, 8. Okay, which one of these is 10? Previously the option for Twitch had basically put a bunch of the load on my computer to make those the two different broadcasts, and Twitch through all of their beta period, like determined that people didn't want to use it because it was killing their computer. So they made the change to do that processing on their end. So now I have it. So you have Venmo. I kind of enjoy it. Now Venmo is something where I'm like, I guess that's fine. I don't mean Venmo like specifically as a company because it's also like owned by PayPal and all of that. But I do like being able to pay people with that level of convenience. It's great for things like farmers markets. I know we've been down to the Southeast Asian market on stream before, and that like everyone there takes Venmo because they don't take credit cards. The TV has less lag, right? Yeah, and it is funny with the stream. Sometimes you can check how far behind you are in terms of like when I broadcast to when it's delivered to your device. If you go into chat settings and there's a thing that you can hit that's like the like analytics or data or something like that, and it will literally tell you the I forget what the name of it is, but there's some setting that you can see the difference in time between when between the broadcast and your viewing of the broadcast. If someone's begging for cash and they lead with, oh yeah. Oh, okay. So like, right. Panhandlers, folks out on the street, unhoused folks just asking for cash, whatever. Got it. Okay. Totally. Yes. Now I know what you mean. And yeah, that would be like, all right. Okay. That would be an awkward experience. So I'm making I'm getting everything ready for this because I just need to have it all sort of ready to go. That's the goal. Venmo is literally the only way we can pay for our fiber. Thought it was so weird, but I want fast internet, so I got Venmo. Belly Flops, nice to see you, Brooke. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Thanks for coming through. I will pass along birthday wishes to Calvin. He should be home a little over an hour from now, something like that. So I'm hoping I may be like wrapped up by the time he's back, or I'm likely to be wrapped up by the time he's back. I'm sort of cruising into that. This doesn't need to bake for very long, so yeah, all kinds of people beg for money. I know. I've definitely had, not like verified, but I am aware that there are folks who panhandle and sort of, ask for money on the street in the city that have housing. But I don't know the specifics around it. I don't know if it's a shared house, if it is public housing, how much public assistance they're on, what their deal is. So I don't ever want to make like a values-based judgment around that. It would be notable though. Fall Guys, he is turning 11. He's turning 11, or he turned 11. At this point in the day, he was already born. So he is both date and time-wise 11 years old. Oh, the Man Center, Troy. I love the Man Center. It's one of my favorite places to see things. I've never actually seen a musical concert there. How about no? I saw like an orchestra do Zelda there. I've never actually seen like a show with like a band there. I've seen Wait Wait Don't Tell Me there twice. Yes, Jordy, his birthday is in fact today. We did a bunch of balloons last night. We blew up 275 balloons. Those are all in the kitchen for when he came downstairs this morning. He was very pleased with that. We're doing a little dinner today. This is just like family mac and cheese, nothing wild. It's the same thing we do every year. Just got back, gotta get groceries. Oh man, that grocery trip when you come back from the like first grocery buy when you come back from a trip is always super satisfying. That's when I buy all my cookies. When I'm like, oh, I need snacks. Like cookies and vegetables. But yeah, we're doing like a mac and cheese dinner today with an ice cream cake. A little later, we're probably gonna. I'm assuming, hopefully, he and I are gonna watch a bunch of anime this afternoon, and then we'll watch Big Brother tonight. I'm hoping to sort of have all of this finished by the time he gets home this afternoon, a little after 3 p.m. So. Did you put a candle in the bowl of mac and cheese? I do not. We put candles on the cake, like a proper normal human. Yeah. Yeah, Troy, I feel like you do see the same folks, and especially in the city, everybody has their routines and their sort of their orbits. I feel that. I see the same people in Center City regularly. And I remember when I was in school, we used to see the same folks at Wawa like all the time. For sure. Wawa is a safe place to hang out, and there's a bathroom there. It's safe. There's a lot of if you're like an unhoused person, like, and I've thought about this too, like they are, where do you go? Right? Like if you can find a place that is well lit and well trafficked, that just means safety. Like generally speaking, it means safety. Jordy, it is in fact a store, WAWA. It is what's the equivalent in Canada? I don't know what the equivalent in Canada would be. It is a convenience store. It's a large gas station. Basically, it's like a big gas station, a convenience store that has a deli inside. You can get like meats and hot foods, like a Tim Hortons gas station shop. Yeah. Fogus, I think that's accurate, and it's probably bigger because it's American. Like, not gonna lie, I bet you that it has more there. I bet you it has more gas station pumps and just like a greater volume of processed food, simply because it is an American. 7-Eleven vibes. Yeah, I mean, it's the place that you like. It's the place that you go to get like a hot dog or a sub, hoagie, grinder, whatever you want to call it, a sandwich, and snacks. Like at any time of day, they're usually open. Many of them are open 24 hours. But yeah, for folks who are just like and it's a common place where folks will like hang out, ask for money, But again, it's well lit, it's highly trafficked, which means safety. So I think that is a sort of a pillar of thing that if you are unhoused that you don't have access to. So, nearest Tim's is in South Jersey. Is there a Tim Hortons in South Jersey? I didn't know that. The last time I considered where there was a Tim Hortons, it was like New England. The Cult of the Beaver, Bucky's. Bussies? How do you say it? Bucky's? Bucky's? I'm aware of it. There are signs on the Pennsylvania Turnpike that say like Bucky's 500 miles. Bussies. Zach Bussies. Um, shout out Zach Bussy. Bucky's. Okay. I was saying it correctly. I think. In my head, that's how you say it. So that makes sense to me. Like Bucky's. All right. So I just added a little bit of water to this pot, and we're gonna wait to till that boils. Sorry, I'm getting text messages from this is the group of people that I was like helping and doing things with this morning at school. I'm now like, okay, there's like all sorts of follow-up. Okay, I don't need to respond to any of that. The PR person is having serious headaches these days. There's always something, right? Is the headache because of, dare I ask? Dare I ask? Okay. Oh, right. So we're just got it. Okay. Political headaches, not like we served people a bunch of lettuce and now they all got dysentery type of things. Understood. Oh God. Yeah. The political stuff is so fraught. It's so fraught. And I'm definitely like on one side of that. I'm not one of those like both sides are bad people. They're going after small convenience stores that just happen to use a beaver in their logo. Man, those corporate branding is something else. I was it's weird. There's so much of that now with sound and like audio. Like whenever I get like dinged on YouTube for anything, it's always for like, I was like passing through some area and the speaker at the place was like playing a song and it's like, you've used copywritten audio. And I'm like, I didn't. It was in the background. Like I can't change that. Pie Swarm, hello. Hope you're kicking butt today. I'm trying. We're working on it. We're getting there. I feel like half the employees at my Chick-fil-A are gay. I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. I don't need chicken sandwiches that bad. Listen, if I'm gonna go eat fast food, it's probably gonna be Burger King. Um, have I told you all about going to McDonald's for the first time with Calvin? We were out on a camping trip, and whenever we're out camping, we always end up going to get fast food. Or not always, but like that's when we end up getting fast food. And we went to McDonald's because it was like, I remember where it was too. We were near the Cabela's in Hamburg, Pennsylvania, which doesn't dox me at all because it's like 2 hours from here. Anyway, I live in Philadelphia, whatever. But we were like, he was like, I'm hungry, and so we went to McDonald's, and he like ordered a burger, and it didn't have anything on it. It was just like a burger, and he was like, where is the lettuce and tomato? And I was like, well, you got to order that. This is McDonald's. They don't just give it to you. And he was like, this place sucks. And I was like, I know. Jordy says, Wendy's cures my soul. The spicy chicken sandwich was like my go-to fast food thing for a long time. It still is. Now, I also feel like all fast food has sort of fallen off. Is there a fast food chain that's gotten better, like notably better in the past 20 years? I feel like it's all just like worse somehow. Troy, to your point, I don't go to Target either unless I like absolutely have to. I don't go to Target for like my normal everyday shopping. I go to Target when I have to have something right away, and I try to spend as little as possible. So like, yeah, you can't avoid use like it's like trying to be like, oh, I don't ever order from Amazon. Okay, I don't like Amazon either, but like I try to not order everything on Amazon. A Chick-fil-A at 23rd in Oregon. Oh my God. 23rd in Oregon, that's down by the Five Below. I love that Five Below. I was there recently. They sell every type of pop rock you can imagine. Uh, they're considerably more evil than most companies, although I believe it. Kopi, balloons went well. We did 275, and some of them popped overnight, and some of them didn't, which is great. Culver's. Who owns Culver's? Someone else. Oh, Subway. Jordy, I used to go to Subway all the time. Subway and Wendy's. Those were the ones. I think Checkers has gotten better. Local independent places, Pie Storm says. Yeah, completely. I've never been to a Culver's. Is that a grocery store or a fast food place? Yeah. Trinderella, I feel like it is the reason that I go to Target is it is 8 p.m. and I need a specific item. A single specific item, and I looked on Instacart and it isn't available at any other open store, and I need it right then. That's when I go and I buy the one thing. Jordy says, I want to try all these American things. I mean, do you? Like, I don't mean to second guess you, but like, do you really? Just, they're not great. None of them are great. Really, genuinely, they're not great. Gonna try Chili's. Okay, Chili's is kind of fun. I love the sizzling fajita at Chili's. When I used to work at a sad nonprofit job in an office park, there was a Chili's at the end of the block, and we used to go there for lunch, and it was like so depressing, but also the best part of the week. In-N-Out. I've only been to In-N-Out once in my whole life. It was great. I walked in, I ordered a bunch of burgers, and then I ate them inside and left again. It was fine. I was like, this is not as notable as I think I wanted it to be, but also I can say that I went there. Okay, so we're gonna cook our pasta now because this needs some time to cook. How long does this need to cook? I don't want this to be completely cooked because it needs to be stirred into the cheese, and the cheese kind of continues cooking it. Cooking time 5 minutes. Okay, that's it. 2 pounds of mac into the pot. Let's go. I feel like I need a bigger pot than this. Yeah, Troy, I do feel. See, the thing about America, here's the thing about America, is we definitely do fast food really well. And I don't mean really well as in the food is good. I mean, the execution of it is good. And if you're going to try something American, I would encourage you to go to I would encourage you to go to Taco Bell. Now, I know that doesn't sound necessarily American, but hear me out. Because what's more American than appropriation? And what is more appropriate to American appropriation than going to Taco Bell? And also, the tacos are fucking great. I'm just saying. Like, are they good tacos? No. No. But they're like cheap, and you can get a bunch of them, and the bathroom is right inside. It was so bad, Jordy. I know. See, this is what I'm saying. It is still American though. Jollibee, Twinderella. I've never had Jollibee. I know that's the one with the bee. Like I'm familiar with the logo. Hold on. I need to set a timer for this because I didn't. Okay, there we go. I've never been to a Jollibee. Let me see. What's the most recent fast food that I've had? Fast food. It was probably Burger King. And I'm not like I'm not a big fast food person. Probably not a surprise to anybody. I'm sorry. Did you say spaghetti and chicken combo? Is that a sandwich or is that a bowl? What is that? Troy, I've never been. I didn't even know we had those in Philly. I've no idea. I've never seen one. Not that my having seen or not seeing one means that they do or do not exist, but I'm unfamiliar. I'm unfamiliar. Um, Wishbone. You know what one I like? I like OK Chicken. Um, OK Chicken is like a Philly chain. I don't know if it's like a Philly chain. Do you consider cheesesteaks fast food? Yeah, I mean, kind of. Not fast food in the vein of fast food that we're talking about, right? Like we're talking about like franchise fast food. However, I would definitely say that like anything you can get from a corner store is fast food. Now, this isn't unique to Philly. Like many cities have like the little corner stores, right, with the grill in them. Like that's sort of fast food, but I don't see that like perception wise. I don't internalize that as fast food because that's like a local corner store. It's not corporate owned. It's just like some family who lives upstairs from the place is like running a store and it's fast. So it's different. Filipino spaghetti with a side of fried chicken. Hell yes. Be ready for sugar, Aubrey says. Oh my God. That sounds great. It's sweet. Okay. Imagine if McDonald's had a McPhilly cheesesteak. I bet they do. I'm 100% positive that there are fast food places out there that offer a cheesesteak, and I'm not going to order it there either. I don't even eat cheesesteak in the city here, and I live here. Like I don't. I just it's not my thing. I don't eat a lot of beef. I don't love beef. Um, I think a roast pork sandwich is much better, and it's a much better indicator of like a Philly food than a cheesesteak. But like again, we've had this conversation many times. Command cheesesteak. I have no shade to people who come to the city and are like, all I want to eat is a cheesesteak. Where's the best cheesesteak? Well, I have advice for that. And when people were like, I want to go to Pat's and Gino's to get cheesesteak, I'm like, you know what? Go for it. Go for it. I'm not going to tell you not to. I'm genuinely not going to tell you not to because I don't know, because you'll probably like it. Because if you've never had a cheesesteak, the first one you try is the best one you've ever had. And that is an irrefutable fact, even if you don't like it. Is there a place that Canadians have that Americans want to try? Jordy, I feel like for me, I feel like any of like the poutine spots, and I don't know that that's something that necessarily Americans would say specifically, but I would say that like the poutine shacks, you know, like the little places that like just sell that are a thing that Americans should try because it's like fries with gravy. Like, good lord, it's so coated. Um, Everybody thought we'd have barbecue all the time, Troy. Yeah, exactly. Like, of course, there's plenty of places you can get barbecue, but like you can get a good cheesesteak at any corner store in Philly. The Denix roast pork is divine. The Denix roast pork is divine. It's really good, and it's worth trying. 100% cosign. Closest Jollibee is 164 miles away. That's a day trip. That is definitely a day trip, Twinderella. I would, yes. Oh, Swiss Chalet. Oh my God. I feel like Tim Hortons is like a fancier Dunkin' Donuts. Smokes poutine. I I do love poutine. I've only had it in a handful of times, and every time I've had it has been in Canada. It's one of those things that I just wouldn't order if I saw it on a menu here, unless it was like, unless the person who was offering it on their menu like fully justified why they were capable of making it. The A&W, like the drive-in, yeah, there used to be one of those. I remember going to those before. Um, Most Americans don't know they need a Halifax Donair. Oh my God. I just watched, okay, so there's that guy on YouTube, the man versus food guy, beard versus food or whatever. That dude, you know that dude? he just did one the other day that was like he went to the King of Donair, and I was like, this looks so good. I really want one of these, although not as large. Like that's a thing that we don't really do here. A&W tried to promote a third pound burger in the 80s. It failed because people thought a third meant less meat. That feels also very American. Make it a weekend. 100%. Yeah. Excuse me. Remember when McDonald's had pizza? No. But does that surprise me? Also no. Mushroom poutine. I would eat that. Adam Richmond. No, it's Adam Richmond was like precursor to this dude. This guy, his name's Adam. I think his name's Adam, but it's called Beard versus Food. Taco Bell definitely had pizza. They had the Mexican pizza, and it was fine. It was fine, I suppose. Oh, hold on. I'm about to pour that in the sink with no colander. Can't do that. Yeah, I don't know anything about the Beard Meets Food guy, but he gets recommended to me on YouTube all the time. So I constantly am. I'm very constantly like watching his videos. I think his personality is pretty funny. I don't know if I don't know him as a human, whether or not he is like, whether or not we get along in conversation over the long form. But it was one of those things where like the algorithm told me I would like it, and then I was like, okay, I'll watch one or two of these, and then like 35 of them later. I feel like Taco Bell can be good if you don't call it Mexican. Yeah, Jordy, as see previous mention of appropriation with regard to Taco Bell and like American situation. Seems like a nice guy parasocially. Yeah, exactly, Avo. I'm like, he hasn't ever said or done anything to give me like pause to be like, oh, I didn't know you were like a horrible person. But again, I think he is also British. So I have a hard time reading that scenario. And he's probably just not being like super out with whatever, you know, his stance on life and opinions and things is, because he doesn't want to alienate a bunch of people from his channel and like polarize his audience. I get it. You know, I don't go off about politics. I don't like hide it per se, but I'm also like, I don't make it like a core principle of what I talk about. Adam Richmond still does videos. Oh, interesting. First We Feast. Oh yeah. The dude that like founded that got recommended to me on LinkedIn the other day, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Fiona, welcome in. I will. It is Calvin's birthday today. I will certainly pass along all birthday wishes. Those dang Brits. I know. 50, right? Kunderella says, I'll die on the hill that Taco Bell has improved a lot over the years. You know, I haven't had Taco Bell in a long time. So I honestly, I have no idea, but like, I believe that. I do believe that. Cook until the pasta is tender, drain in the colander. In the now empty Dutch oven, heat the butter over medium-high until foaming. Add the flour and whisk to combine. Continue whisking until the mixture becomes fragrant and deepens in color. Whisking constantly, gradually add the milk. Bring the mixture to a boil, whisking constantly. Okay, so we're going to be at the stove for just a little bit. So let's switch the camera so we can actually see what's going on at the stove. So you're not just staring at my back. As lovely and whatever as that is, we're gonna do more food focused images here. The only child is the best zodiac sign. He sure does. Leo, we love a Leo. I do love a Leo. Being a Leo is a green flag for me, definitely. I was just talking about the most consistent. I do. Listen, I used to be a big Taco Bell fan. Like Taco Bell was my go-to fast food when I was in high school for sure. Pie Storm 16 later this month. Excellent. Any big plans? How has it changed for you? a new dipping taco that was built like quesadilla without the birria flavors. Mixed in some hot sauce and it was really good. Amazing. Well, I mean, I love the hot sauce packets at Taco Bell. I want to retry. What do you order at Taco Bell? I don't even know what Taco Bell's menu looks like anymore. Honestly, I haven't been in so long, but it wasn't recent, but we found out, or I found out, Gwen has never been to Taco Bell and Calvin has never been to Taco Bell. So I feel like I like that needs to happen, right? It's definitely one of those things where like, you know, even if you don't plan on going there all the time, you should try it. I do think that's the American fast food that you should try, despite having had it as previously stated. I also, I mean, not for nothing, y'all. McDonald's has been pretty consistent forever. And I'm definitely of the opinion that, you know how people, maybe this was like when I was younger. I don't know if this is still a thing that people do, but people used to, when I was younger, people were like, well, what are you going to do? Work at McDonald's your whole life? Like, yeah, you ever heard of franchising? Like, you ever heard of owning a franchise? Like, it's pretty lucrative. Medium high until foaming, add the flour, whisk to combine. Then you add the milk. Okay, so this is foaming, I would say. I would say this is foaming. Yeah, that's foaming. Okay, so we're going to whisk in the flour and the mustard and the cayenne. So we're making a roux. So we want this to be well combined and darkened in color. About 1 minute, it said. Brunel says that McDonald's tastes exactly the same to me as it did when I was a kid, and that's exactly why I hate it now. Valid. I used to get the 2 cheeseburger meal. McDonald's ruined the snap wrap. Oh my god. Mighty Taco, yes. Sofa says McDonald's has new Red Bull drinks with flavored syrups. Oh my god. That sounds less than ideal for me. Kathy, welcome in. Hello. Yes, Joe, the 2 cheeseburger meal. And I don't mean the double cheeseburger. I mean the meal with 2 distinct cheeseburgers. Because it's better, because there are 2 of them. Okay, so we're whisking this. Then we are whisking constantly. The mixture must reach a full boil. Okay, so whisking constantly, gradually add the milk. Bring the mixture to a boil. Okay, so we're going to, this is looking pretty all right, just like it is right here. Kathy, it is Calvin's birthday today. He is 11. Hey, Kathy, thank you for your Prime sub. I appreciate you. We love to see a Prime sub. This is looking pretty good. Definitely darker in color. So I'm going to turn this up. I'm going to add the milk. I'm going to start adding the milk. And we got a bunch of milk here. So this is going to take a little bit. I'm adding the smaller of the cups first. Oh, wow. This is definitely coming along. Hold on. My phone is ringing. This is... Okay, scam. I'm always concerned. I'm like, if this is Calvin, I'll pick it up. If it's not, then I won't. All right. So the milk is getting added. And we're thickening here. This is... That was 2 cups. 10 cups of milk total coming into here. So we gotta turn this all the way up now. because it is no longer at risk of scorching. So I'm adding the milk, and then a little bit of the time here, and I'm going to kind of give this a whisk because I don't want to dump it all in because then it'll be a little harder to mix. But we're getting there. All right. And now I'm adding the milk. It says to add the milk pretty slowly, and it has to come to a boil. So that's the thing here. It's going to take a little bit because the milk is cold. But I am adding it a little at a time, just like it says. Okay. Keep this moving. Now, if I recall, this wasn't salty enough for me previously. And I know that sounds insane given how much cheese is in here. But I recall thinking that this was not, that it could use a little bit more salt than it had. Because the recipe itself doesn't call for any. Does it? Am I missing something here? Hold on. Alba macaroni. Yeah, it calls for salting the pasta, but not the dish itself. Gradually add the milk, whisking constantly. Bring the mixture to a boil. The mixture must reach a boil to fully thicken. Reduce the heat to medium and simmer until thickened with a consistency of heavy cream. About 5 minutes. Okay, so once all the milk is in here, which is now, we gotta keep this moving so that it doesn't scorch on the bottom. And then when this boils, we turn it down. Oh, an egg sandwich. So good. When you say egg sandwich, do you mean egg salad or do you mean like a fried egg on bread? Both are delicious. I'm curious which one I'm supposed to be craving in this moment, because egg sandwiches are like the go-to easy dinner around here. Fried egg and tomato on toasted bread, delicious. Absolutely, an absolutely phenomenal meal. Genuinely. All right, it'll boil. It's not quite there yet. We're getting about another 3 or 4 minutes. I'm getting some steam off of here though. That's good. Oh, would have added cheese. Yeah, to me onto that sandwich. I'm gonna add like a little bit of mayonnaise, like just a little light smear of mayonnaise on the bread, and probably, let's see, egg, tomato. I mean, obviously salt and pepper. I think if I have it, yeah, cheese for sure. Mayonnaise for sure, and hot sauce. Maybe just like a little splash of some kind of hot sauce. Anytime I'm having an egg, I'm adding like a little bit of hot sauce. All right. Mayo and ketchup. There we go. Of course, avocado, Ty. I mean, I didn't think we had to say avocado. I was thinking of stuff that I like have in my refrigerator. I feel like an avocado is, I don't always have avocados around, When I do, I put that shit on everything. For sure. Jordy, we had mayo and ketchup last night. We had dip dinner last night. It was what Calvin wanted on Monday. And what did we have for dinner on Monday instead? I don't remember. Oh, he had leftovers. What did I have for dinner on Monday? Nothing. Oh, right. I was out Monday. DJ Harley, this is the base for the mac and cheese. So what's in this pot right now is the flour, mustard. So I started with the butter and made a roux with the flour, mustard, and cayenne pepper. Darkened that a little bit and then slowly added the milk. And what we're doing right now is the milk is on high and we're slowly whisking to bring this to a boil. And once this boils, we're going to let it simmer for about 5 minutes at a slightly lower temperature. And then when that's finished, then we add all of the cheese into here. So basically, we let this thicken until it's the consistency of heavy cream. Then we whisk in the cheese and salt until the cheese is fully melted. It is looking a bit watery. I'm definitely with you on that. It does work though. I promise you it will get thicker because we're boiling the milk and it has almost a cup of flour in here. So this is definitely happening. Random black piece. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know where that came from. I saw that. Let me get a spoon and fish that out. Yeah, I'm not really sure where exactly that came from, but I don't really want it in there. So I'll take bets on what it is. I don't know what it is. Let's see. What is that? What could that be? It's a flake of something. It's not a gnat. It's not like an insect. I don't know what that is. It looks like a piece of char from something or other. It might be from the butter. Yeah. It looks like a dried piece of something. It might be nail polish, you're right. It might be a little piece of nail polish that fell off. It was not solid though. But we got it out. It's gone. Whatever it was, it's not there anymore. I'm going to add a little bit of ground black pepper to this. Just like a little bit. There we go. And the sausage I'm putting in here is chorizo. So it's got a little heat to it. And the peas that I'm putting in here are not at all salted. So, yeah, Fall Guys, yeah, exactly. Well, I was thinking about adding the pepper already, and now I'm sort of like, okay, we'll mask. Maybe I should have just been like, oh, it's pepper. We'll leave it in there, see what happens. Just kidding. I don't want to leave it in there. Desirable black things, exactly though. All right, this is almost at a boil. I can feel it thickening here, or starting to thicken. I also can feel as I'm whisking it that I'm like scraping the bottom. I can definitely feel bottom scraping happening, and you can see it on the whisk how there's little thicker pieces. So if you just let this go and you don't keep whisking it, it definitely will sear or scorch on the bottom, and we really don't want that. But this is almost there. So again, we're gonna let this simmer for 5 minutes. Yeah, it's a massive pain. It's a massive pain to clean the pot anyway, honestly. Because it's just like cheesy and like, yeah. This is one of those scenarios where I'm not a big fan of like putting dishes in the sink and like letting it soak, right? Letting it soak. However, this is one of those pots that I'm like, it's got to soak for a little bit. Hello, Burger. Hello. Thank you for your sub. I appreciate you. Your favorite food. Excellent. What do you like in your mac and cheese? Do you put anything in your mac and cheese? Do you all have a favorite brand of boxed mac and cheese? We're a big Annie's family. Mainly because that's what they sell at Costco in bulk. The Annie's bulk boxes are great. Almost boiling. First job I had was dishwashing. Oh man. I've said this on stream multiple times, but I loved working at a spray sink. All right, this is definitely thickening. It's about to boil. Annie's is my depression food. Super. Protein Annie's. Everything has protein in it now. It's like such a selling point. Good olds. Okay. Sucker for mac and cheese with peas. Yeah, well, the mac and cheese and peas is like the easiest thing. You just add the peas and you don't even need to cook them. They just need to thaw. President's Choice, white cheddar. Oh yeah. I like the separate, like the different, not the specifically cheesed varieties. Oh yeah, the concrete burnt on cheese. I was reading something, this was a while ago, that was like you should never wash things that have cheese on it with hot water because it will melt and get all stringy. You should wash it with cold water because then it solidifies and it's easier to scrub off. Yeah. If we're fancy as chicken. Hell yeah. Low Burger, I put peas in mine almost constantly. This one is going to have chorizo, sliced chorizo, and peas, in addition to cheese, obviously. Kathy says we buy a powdered cheese and use our own pasta throughout making mac and cheese from scratch. I only make mac and cheese from scratch like maybe once or twice a year. It does if the cheese isn't burnt. Yeah, if it's burnt, like all bets are off. Then you got to soak it. But yeah, edamame. Ooh, never had edamame in mac and cheese, and I bet that's good. Curse words are important. They are very important. All right, are we boiling yet? Not quite. We're almost boiling. Oh, I saw a bubble. Have you ever had the Banza pasta? The like chickpea pasta? I have had it before. I haven't had it in a few years, and I'm wondering if it's improved. It used to be very fragile, like it fell apart. Yeah, Goodles, I've heard of those. I don't think I've had them, but yeah, exactly. Okay, Little Burger, good to know. Like, good to know that they are still a bit fragile. Okay, this is definitely boiling now. We're at a boil. So I'm going to turn this way down. Fudge Darling, welcome in. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. It's we're making mac and cheese. Definitely one of my favorite foods to eat. Not necessarily a favorite food to make, but like it is delicious when you make it yourself. Red lentil penne tofu. Excellent. Definitely not fragile. Okay. That was my big knock on the Banza pasta, was that when I like basically like it cooked up fine and tasted good, but then when I like stirred it into a sauce, like with any sort of vigor, it just fell apart on me. Damn good food cookbook. I love that. I don't think I've ever. I don't think I've had. I don't think I've read any recipes from there. Probably prefer whole wheat pasta. I don't make. I don't generally make whole wheat pasta because I'm already sort of like in a bad way with my family when I add shit to it. So I can't. I can't justify like messing with the pasta too.
Making a mess over here.
Okay. We're about a minute into this. This is on at a pretty low simmer, but I'm kind of continuing to stir. It is definitely thicker. I can feel it. And the consistency is almost like heavy cream, I would say. Yeah, it definitely looks it looks thicker. Visually I can see the difference in like the waves and sort of it looks glossier. Can I hire you to cook for me? Yes. Yes. Taco Bell duplicates all day. Yeah, prepared meals. Couple a week. Could be describing a butt. Glossy? Which word was associated with butts? Was it glossy? Was it undulating waveforms? All right, about halfway done. About halfway to the 5-minute mark. Yeah, it's feeling good. I'm still getting like scrape on the bottom, but it's not that bad. We sell juicy shorts. What are you doing in my closet? I only wear those to bed though. I don't wear them out of the house. All right. We're looking good. After all that, that's the one that triggered it. Got it. Got a minute and a half left. And then we're going to add the cheese. I need to turn the broiler on. Okay. Because these are going to broil with the breadcrumbs on the top. All right. Just about a minute left here. And this is looking definitely, this is definitely the consistency of heavy cream at this point. And once the cheese goes into here, this is going to be a dairy disaster. All right. We'll get a trivet out so I can put this over on the counter. Let's see. About 5 minutes. Off the heat, whisk in the cheese and 1 teaspoon of salt. Then we add the pasta and cook over medium-low heat, stirring constantly until the mixture is steaming and heated through. That's 6 minutes. Okay. This assumes that the pasta was cooling for a little while, which it was. Okay, timer is up. This is looking good. All right, so let's get off the heat and come over to the counter. And we're going to whisk the cheese in now over here. Kathy says we had cheeseburger macaroni. Copy from the old stuff we used to make from a box. You mean like hamburger helper type of thing? Pork belly bao buns, Twinderella, sounds lovely. And yes, buns was the word. I've been thinking about hamburger helper for literally like years. I've mentioned this on stream multiple times, making like a version of hamburger helper. Well, one, I just want to make it from the box first, just so I can remember what it's like with all of that exact flavors, and then making like a hamburger helper like duplicate. I think would be fun. All right, so we're adding the cheese in here. Come on over to the here. We've had the overhead view all along, so let's kind of keep the overhead view. This is the cheese. There's still a big lump of that in there. So whisking in the cheese and then a teaspoon of salt. So last time I made this and I was like, this is very undersalted. I don't think I did this. I don't think I did added the salt. So it says a teaspoon, so we need to add, that's 1, that's 2. There we go. Okay, so we added that was a half teaspoon. So we're adding the salt in here. And this is very cheesy and thick right now. So the next thing I'm going to add is the peas, because these are frozen. Then we add the pasta. So I want to mix in the add-ins before I mix the pasta in. So the peas are completely frozen, or not completely frozen, but they are still quite frozen. And now they're not. Moondice, you do the homemade helper. Cream cheese in the next mac and cheese. I love it. The tomato basil penne. Okay. Loaded mac and cheese while camping. Okay, okay. I see you. I'm into that. There's not enough peas in here. Mac and cheese while camping, I don't think I've ever made. That's not true. I've made mac and cheese from a box while I was camping before, but I've never made like a homemade variety of mac and cheese. I'd probably just prep it all ahead if I was doing it. Kielbasa and peppers added. Well, I'm adding sausage to this one today.
This is your
This
recipe.
is definitely.
You fold in the cheese then.
Don't you dare.
You
There it
fold it
is.
in.
David!
So I added the
Okay,
peas.
now I see
And
bubbles.
we're adding.
David! What does burning smell like?
We just added the sausage, and now we're gonna add all of the pasta. The pasta I'm not gonna whisk in because it'll get stuck in the whisk. We're gonna stir the pasta in. Okay, so this is the pasta ready to go. It's still a little sticky because it's been off the heat for a while. So I'm gonna try not to plop it all in at once. But I also don't want to just dump the whole thing in case this ends up being too small of a pot for a double batch. I don't think it is. I think we're good. I think we're just gonna make it. This is like just the right size. He's excited to use his knife. Excellent. Oh my God, that is actually very exciting. Like, sort of getting a knife and like getting a pocket knife is fun, but actually being able to use it is really, really, like, really satisfying. Like, I have lots of pocket knives from over the years, and when I get to like break one out and like actually do something with it is like, it's so satisfying. It's like intensely satisfying. All right, so we're breaking this up. At what point does a pot become a cauldron? I think this is an 8-quart pot. So we're making roughly 8 quarts of macaroni and cheese. So I'm stirring all of this in, and then we heat it again. We like put this back on the stove and heat it until it's sort of bubbling. Right now, I just want to make sure that I've got all of the pasta in and sort of covered before I put it back and apply more heat to it. So we're getting all of this, getting all of it in. And well, I need my towel. I need a towel here. There we go. Yeah, I mean, listen, if I had a larger pot, I do, you know, I was going to say if I had a larger pot, I do. I wasn't going to make a double batch. But I should make a note in here that a double batch needs the larger pot. Oh man. If I had a large cauldron and a stone hearth, you had better believe that that's how we would be cooking like 2/3 of the meals that are on this stream. Like, no word of a lie. All right. This is looking real good. Let's try this though. I want to try it now while it's still a little raw, like not baked, not fully reduced. Okay. Because right now is when I could really like add salt or different seasonings to it and have it be have them incorporate nicely. Come on back over to the stove here. And we're going to turn this on again. And the directions say, cook over medium-low heat, stirring constantly until the mixture is steaming and heated through, about 6 minutes. So, come on a little higher up here. There we go. We made borscht on stream 2 years ago, I think, was the last time I made it. Speaking personally for myself. Yeah, this is going to take a few moments to get back to steaming. But the goal is to sort of reduce a little bit. I don't want to reduce the liquid in here too much. It's very cheesy, but also as this sits, if this sits for like 20 minutes, it will reduce on its own because it's going to get more absorbed into the pasta. So I'm not cooking this right now with the goal of like getting there to be less liquid in this pot. The goal is really just to finish it off and cook it so that everything kind of incorporates together nicely. The pasta sticks to the, so basically so that the sauce gets in each of the noodles and sticks to the outside really nicely, and it's all sort of a cohesive dish. So it says about 6 minutes, so let's put a 6-minute timer together. And I'm looking, basically I'm just looking for like wisps of steam coming out of here, which is going to take a little bit again because it's because this is a double batch. We're stirring constantly. I have to admit that the sound coming off of this is like, it's so like specific. It's like that sort of like mud, like feet stuck in mud kind of thing. More things to put peas in, Twinderella. Anything, really. You don't even need to cook them. Just put peas in a bowl and eat them with your fingers. Oh, see, the Sloppy Joes had peas and carrots. I love that. Carrots go great in anything. Were they shredded? Were they like shredded carrots that sort of melted in, or were they like chunky carrot, like quarters or something else? I mean, you can eat peas out of the freezer. You can eat peas off the vine. Like, you don't need any excuse to... No excuse is needed to eat peas. So it says it should take about 6 minutes. Caretaker, now I know what I'm making next week. Go for it. This recipe is the same recipe I've made every year for Calvin's birthday for like almost a decade now. Pea pot soup, yeah. Remember we talked about that. All right, this is definitely looking really good. It's still a little liquidy, but again, give it 10 to 15 minutes of just sitting and it will be there'll be a lot less liquid in here. Give peas a chance. Give peas a chance indeed. They're fucking great. Just eat them right out of the pod and then make the pod into stock. And then make the stock into pea soup. It's a virtuous cycle. There we go. Trying again. Still good. Okay. We got about 3 minutes. It's about halfway. It said cook for about 6 minutes until it's steaming. So I have the timer set for 6 minutes. We may go a little longer than that, but not too much because, again, the point is not to reduce the liquid here. See, this is a legit question. Where does one even buy lamb? I need more pee-ness in my life. Oh my God. That is... Oh, you're terrible. You're terrible. Back to the clicks. Where does one buy lamb? A halal butcher. Yeah, a halal butcher. Or like a kosher butcher. Probably your best bet. I feel like lamb has been made more available recently. Recently is in like the past 5+ years. I feel like I've seen lamb at like a regular grocery store, but it's always like a rack of lamb or something like that. Into all kinds of pea. Oh my God. Split peas, no peas, chickpeas. Yeah, I mean, I would, if I was looking to buy it specifically, I know what I would do, which is I would just look up like independent butchers and call them because I'm a big phone caller. I would just call them and be like, do you all have lamb? Like, what kind of cuts of lamb do you have? But I would probably start with, I would probably start with a halal, Halal butcher. Because they're usually known for having things like that. Yeah, this is definitely like a cauldron. All right, we're at 30 seconds left. Am I steaming here? Not quite. Oh, I just saw a wisp. Okay, yep, we're steaming. Perfect. That is 6 minutes. Okay. Oh, 9 says they have lamb in Aldi, BJ's, and Publix. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I've seen it more recently, but I'm also recently I was looking for it for a recipe I was testing, which I don't do my recipe. I don't do. I only test my own recipes on stream. I don't test other people's recipes. That I like. I do that for work. Is that so? I don't. I don't always do that, or rather, I never do that on stream because I'm not allowed to. I am allowed to test my own recipes because I'm writing them and they are mine. And if they're terrible, I will say so. Beth, welcome in. Hello. Happy Wednesday. All right, we're good here. My timer just went off. This is steaming but not boiling, which is perfect. So we want that. Eat Lively, welcome in. Here for the mac and cheese. I am also here for the mac and cheese. I am aggressively here for it. It's one of my favorite things. KBJ, welcome in. Once you stick your face in the mac and cheese, please don't. Because that would be painful. I don't know that delicious is the first thing you would experience in that scenario. However, I understand the desire. I understand the desire. Best nudes I've seen all week. Hey, you need to get out more. All right. What's next? What's next on this little one? Using lamb with veal for meatloaf. Caretaker. That sounds really good. I did not like lamb when I was younger, and now I do. Now I'm like, okay, I get it. Pomegranate molasses, perfect. Pomegranate molasses is absolutely phenomenal. I'm with you. The last time I used pomegranate molasses, I made, you know what? I feel like the last time I used pomegranate molasses was for Food Fight, like 2 years ago. Stirring constantly. Transfer the mixture to a broiler-safe 13 by 9 inch baking dish. Sprinkle evenly with the breadcrumbs. All right, so we're going to transfer a bunch of this to a 13 by 9 inch baking dish. You know what I'm going to do first, though, before we do that? Before I transfer to a baking dish, I'm going to put the mac and cheese in these ramekins. And because there's plenty. I literally made a double batch. So I'm not worried about there not being enough to fill this baking dish, because a single recipe should fill the baking dish. And I made a double. So we're doing a couple little ramekins here of this, because this is just like, I want to make like something like fun and fancy, you know what I mean? And it feels fancy to eat it out of here. Like, it will feel fancy. Maybe it won't. I don't know. We'll see. But what we're also going to do is we're going to put one in this little ramekin so that I have one to try on stream. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to fill this baking dish, and then whatever we have left over, we will put in a smaller baking dish. Or, oh, I just had a thought. I have all of those aluminum pie pans. I have a bunch of aluminum pie pans up there. And you know what I end up doing every year, like without fail, when I fill a baking dish with this, is I end up freezing it, and then I can't get it out of the baking dish, and then I end up not having the baking dish available until I make that mac and cheese. Like last year I tried to get it out and I ended up thawing it like halfway, and then it was like, okay, but what was the point of this? I should put some of this into a aluminum pie pan, because I don't give a damn about that. If that goes in the freezer and stays there for 5 months, it literally will not matter to me in any meaningful way. Whereas losing my 8x8, my only 8x8 glass baking dish, is annoying. Not losing it, but losing the ability to use it when I want it is really annoying. Especially, I this happened last year. I was like testing a recipe and it called for that dish, and I was like, damn it, it's in the freezer with mac and cheese in it. Like, not that that in itself is a bad thing, but like, you know, I don't want to lose it for that amount of time again. Thinking ahead. All right, this is a lovely giant tray of mac and cheese. So let's get maybe 2, 3 pie pans out. How many do I have? How many can I put my hands on? Oh, there's a bunch up there. I just need to get, hold on. I need to move balloons out of the way. I'm not actually joking when I say that. Literal balloons. Not a bunch of pie pins up here. I also have a bunch of like quick bread pans, but I don't think I want to use those. Let's do what we can here. This is turned into meal prep. This is turned into a meal prep stream, in addition to a pie stream. So here's, not pie. Why did I say pie? Because I have these. Oh my god. Here we are. Okay, but I have these pie pans. Let's fill the 2 crappy ones. The ones with the cuts along the bottom that I'm definitely like not really gonna care too much about if they are if they never make it out again. So we'll fill these up. And this is like dinner for 2. One of these pie pans is like dinner for 2 people, maybe 3 people. I don't know. Probably 3. Depends. I didn't count how many scoops were in there. That was 2. That was 3. That's 4. Okay, perfect. So we'll just do the 3 ramekins, the big tray, and then the pie pans, and that'll be good to go. All right, so we're gonna do breadcrumbs on top of all of these, and put them in the broiler. I don't think I'll be able to broil all of these at once, but according to the recipe, they only need to broil for like a minute or 2 minutes. So we should be able to just like bang bang do these real quick, and then be finished with the mac and cheese. And then we're gonna write some letters on the cake to make it say happy birthday, because that's how you know it's special, when it says your name on it, right? Other thing I want to do is add some crushed Oreos to the outside rim of that ice cream cake. Because just the other day, my son was like, oh, you know, it'd be really good, crushed Oreo ice cream cake. And I was like, you're right, it would be. And he was like, can you make that for my birthday? And I was like, no, because you're asking me the day before. So no, I cannot make it for you. However, I was in the store and I was like, let's get these Oreos, and we'll see what we can do. All right, so I'm gonna put my mac and cheese pot in the sink, and as discussed, we're going to let this soak. I'm gonna fill this with some water and soap straight away, because otherwise the cheese may never come off. Okay, real talk though, the cheese may never come off. There was a lot of cheese in that pot. Bella says, at my age, I'm happy if someone hands me a cupcake or donut and says happy birthday. You know, at my age, I'm happy when nobody acknowledges my birthday. I just want to be left alone. That's what I want. I want to not be perceived. But I'm also, as stated, weird around that. Is there such a thing as too much cheese? Probably. Talk to folks that have a dietary restriction on cheese. Oh my God. Balloons be popping. Balloons be popping. I haven't had a balloon pop in a while. That was fun. There's balloons all over the floor by my feet. Just FYI. Like, I don't, if you were here last night, you're like, yeah, I know. But okay. Sprinkle evenly with breadcrumbs. Swirl until the crumbs are deep golden brown. 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so we're going to I'm gonna sprinkle these. Bellis, I feel like that scenario calls for going to Ponderosa and just being like, yo, it's my birthday, celebrate me. And then they come out and they're like, they give you like the cupcake. Then they charge you for it. Hey Lou, when was the last time you went to a Ponderosa? I don't know. When I was 9. Where did that come from in my head? No clue. Maybe instead of Ponderosa, I can go back in time and just say Friendlies. Because that's really what I meant to say. All right, so we're breadcrumbing. We're breadcrumbing all of our matches on the internet. Just kidding. We're breadcrumbing our mac and cheese. And I don't necessarily, I'm gonna do the big tray first here before I do the pie pans, because if the pie pans don't get breadcrumbs, that's totally fine. They should. I foresee there being plenty of breadcrumbs. KBJ, that's really funny. Keep changing your birthday on Facebook. When I used to be on Twitter, every so often I would tweet like, thanks for all the birthday wishes. And then like a bunch of people would be like, oh my God, happy birthday. But like, it was never actually my birthday. Oh my God, massive bites. That's probably doing it for the bit again, like all of us, Yeah, Moon Dice, say nothing. Exactly. I don't need it to be a big deal. I don't like people doing things for me that really are for them. Like, I don't need you. This happened at work one year and I literally cried about it. People put post-it notes like all over my desk and was like, oh, happy birthday. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I have to clean up my entire desk now. Thank you for what? Thank you. But like, please don't ever do that. Anyway, I literally cried about it and they were like, whoa, this guy's unhinged. And I'm like telling them how much I hated it as I'm like cleaning it up. And they're like, we got it. We'll clean it up. And I'm like, don't touch me. Don't talk to me. No more birthday wishes. Thank you. You've done enough. Anyway, I'm a joy. Troy, do I know the buffet in the middle of the country, or middle that's the biggest in the country? You know what? I do, and I've been there on live stream. I have been there on stream before. Me and my buddy Drew went like 2 years ago. And it was super fun. Super fun. It was literally amazing. It was like the best place on earth. Go there for your birthday. Definitely go there for your birthday. No Friendlies near you. That's sad. The Friendlies little like sundae was the best. Want to add bacon bits? Yeah, me too. 9, what were you saying about Friendlies? How amazing it is. They're happy, or I think they called it the happy ending sundae, which was like maybe not the best name anymore, but it was yeah, I love that stream. I loved that buffet, and it was actually super close to here. Like, not close, like not like, hey, let's go out there for like an evening for like dinner one day. It would be like let's make an evening trip out of this, The Reese's Sundae, yeah. The like anything with like Reese's cups in it. Like I can't eat Reese's because they make me die, but I feel you. Those were always like classic. They'd like put like the half of Reese's or like a whole Reese's cup in the side. Are the trays freezer meals? Yeah, they are. So we're gonna bake all of these. These two are going straight in the freezer. The tray I'm gonna keep out because dinner tonight is these 3 ramekins, but I foresee people wanting seconds, and I foresee us wanting to like have mac and cheese like another time or two this week. So like the tray will remain out, and then these will be future meals. Yeah, worst birthday ever. Oh my god, Twinderella, it was not great. They literally covered my desk in post-it notes and gave me like a bunch of boxes of wine. And I was like the little individual cartons of wine, and I was just like, I'm fucking drinking these right now. I hate all of you. I was like, and I remember they were like so happy when I came in, and I was just like immediately hostile. Like immediately. I was like, this is the worst thing you could have possibly done for me. I do not want this in any world. No world in which I want this to happen to me. KBJ, thank you for the bits. I appreciate you. Thank you. This is your birthday song. It's not very long. Fair. What food venue is that from? Peanut butter parfaits. I believe you. I've never had one. 3 to 5 minutes browning under the broiler. Let's do that. Pop this in here. Broiler's been on for a little bit. So let's do 3 minutes to start. 3 minutes only. The name of that buffet is Shady Maple. Command Shady Maple. See if that command still works. I forget if it still works. I don't know. I might have turned it off. It probably still works. Ben and Jerry says a peanut butter chocolate bar that reminds me of this Sunday. Do we like peanut butter in things? Is peanut butter like better? Peanut butter better for dessert or better for savory? Troy, thank you. I did not check my DMs today. I went from stream to bed to getting up to going to volunteer at school. So I'll be very honest. I probably will not check my DMs until the weekend. I'm also not going to check my email. It's not you, it's me. I just know that today's busy. Tomorrow is another unhinged day. Friday I have stuff all day. Saturday we have a birthday party. Sunday we're going out all day. My energy for communication is low. But I appreciate it. I will try to get back to you, but I don't want to make any promises around timing. I give you a tray of peanut butter cookies. Do you like just like peanut butter, like peanut butter filled cookies, or are these like peanut butter shortbread? I know there's like different textured peanut butter cookies. I am personally not at all I'm not at all versed in the world of peanut butter cookies. I'm picking up all of the popped balloons I can find. Every once in a while, the balloons on the floor shift, and I see like balloon pieces. That'll be occurring for the next like 2 months. Haven't been to a buffet since 2020. I don't make a practice of going to buffets, but like when I was a kid, we used to go to Golden Corral, and that was a thing. All right, this is definitely this is definitely browned. Okay. That is browned. That does not need to be in there for 3 minutes. That maybe a minute. Also, I am going to turn the broiler to low Broiler is on high. It does not need to be on high. It needs to be on low. Okay, I'm gonna put these on a tray though, because I want to be able to get them out easily. And they're a little floppy, and they're floppy and warm. And putting them on a tray will make it a lot easier to manage. We'll do these, and then we'll do the ramekins separately. Got it. Peanut butter bacon cookies. Moondice, there's like almost 100% chance that those exist. Someone has made those before. They have to, right? Yeet Lively says there's a place in Chico, California called Coffee Ranch. They're the best peanut butter cookies. What makes them the best? I'm not doubting you. To be fair, I'm not doubting you. I'm curious what makes them the best. What makes like a good peanut butter cookie? Is it creamy peanut butter, or is it like peanut butter all over? Okay, I turned that back on high because low didn't seem like it was going to do anything. So, whatever. We're going to. Oh, Calvin should be home pretty soon. He should be home. Probably within the next few minutes, just a guess. Which is awesome. We will definitely have a close-up, Jordy. We're going to. Well, this is so far. Here's a close-up of the non broiled version, which, I mean, honestly looks great to begin with. But we're going to we will get a close-up of the broiled in a moment. Why is this? Oh my gosh, my overhead camera is stuck. Why are we stuck? It's not working. Oh, hold on. Okay, almost. See what happens when I get distracted? I just end up burning things. Okay, why is that? Take another picture with your click camera. Please launch Camera Hub. Oh, did Camera Hub close? Oh yeah, it did. Okay, that's why it's not working. That's weird that it allowed it zoomed on the one, but like not the other. I just noticed this camera was zoomed out or zoomed in too much. Creamy texture. Okay, so it's a textural thing. I can get behind that. All right, these look better than the tray. The tray was like a little burnt, which is fine. It's fine because like the moment you mix it all in, it's gonna be irrelevant. Literally irrelevant. Okay, so these are good. And then the last ones are all the ramekins. 1, 2, 3, and then this little one. Creamy, soft, and thick peanut butter cookies. Meow. Listen, food is inherently sexual, so we can't really get away from that. A crispy topping versus crusty, crispy topping versus creamy and smooth. I'm a big fan of the duality of the flavor, or the duality of texture in this one. Joe, good rain. We love that one. Sarah, hello. Welcome. If you have leftover crumbles, just to cover the tray, maybe you can just add it to the current layer and broil it quickly. I could. I'm thinking I do have some leftover crumble in the bowl, and I'm definitely going to save it because I feel like I want to specifically with the tray, with this, what happens is that the breadcrumbs get soaked in. They don't have the level of crunchiness anymore. So when I like heat up the leftovers, I'll throw a layer of that on top. Like I'll heat them up in the microwave and then throw a layer of that on top in the broiler for like just a minute, and it ends up being like perfect again. Like, so I do save it. Like I'm definitely not gonna get rid of it. Because it's good for the leftovers to just like retop the thing, you know? That's the ideal scenario. All right, beautiful. God damn, this looks great. All right, oven is finished. Oven is off. These look wonderful. I'm gonna get out 2 of my wire racks so I can cool all of this stuff. Yeah, so I can literally just like cool it. What I will do is when it gets to be dinner time, it is 3:19 p.m. here. It is not dinner time yet. When it is dinner time, I'll toss this back in the oven and let that warm up again for a few minutes. It's not going to cool down so much on the counter here that it like needs to be completely reheated in the next like hour or two. I told Calvin we were going to eat really early tonight. I was like, hey, just expect that we're going to eat a lot earlier. So I know that he's sort of ready for that. Whether or not he remembers that or comes home with additional plans or expectations of like doing other stuff, I don't know. We'll see. But let's clear off this counter for just a moment here. Because I have one more thing I want to do on stream today that requires using the countertop. One more cooling rack for these ramekins, and we will be good to go. Joe says, I'm still hoping to have someone recognize my garlic and onion shirt. Listen, they'll probably recognize what's on the shirt. I would be shook if you ever found someone in the world, in the entire world, who like recognized that shirt for where you got it from. Listen, that would be cool, but I don't think it's, I'm not gonna lie to you, Joe. I don't think it's ever gonna happen. Moon Dies. Command merch. You can get your own garlic and onion shirt. I have one in the color red. It's great. I wear it regularly and no one's ever said anything. Although I have gotten compliments on like, oh, that's a fun shirt. Thanks. 2 pounds of honey roasted peanuts. My kids ate them all already. Oh my God. Your kids are protein maxing, as the youth are inclined to say these days. Okay. Here's what we have to do. If they don't recognize you, they might not recognize this shirt. This is true. The only place I've ever been recognized out in the world is at TwitchCon. Surprisingly enough. Not surprisingly. Anyway. Let's do our ice cream cake. So we're not making ice cream cake. This is not a thing that's happening. What we are doing with the ice cream cake is I'm going to throw some Oreos in the food processor, crumble them up, and then sprinkle them around the cake itself, because Calvin had mentioned that he was like into the idea of having an Oreo ice cream cake. And I was like, well, shit. I'm not making you an Oreo ice cream cake because it is the day before your birthday, and I don't have enough time to make ice cream into a cake during that period. However, I do have time to take a bunch of Oreos, crush them up, and put them around the outside of a pre-bought cake. Speaking of Friendly's ice cream cake. So what we're going to do is let this sit out for like 5 minutes to get the icing just a little bit thawed out and then sticky enough that I can put Oreos on it and they'll stay there. So not that long. It really doesn't take that long because I'm just waiting for the outside icing to thaw. I don't need the cake itself to thaw. When you're serving ice cream cake, though, you do want to have the cake, period, the cake itself be a little bit thawed when you cut it. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take a bunch of Oreos. I don't know how many. We'll figure it out. Maybe this many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do 10, 11. That's one row from the Oreo thing, from the tray. I'm gonna process these. Looks pretty good. And then let's get our cake onto. How do I want to do this? Well, one, I want to put these Oreos back in. There you go. Two, I'll check my phone. Did Calvin text me? He did not. Okay. Just checking because, you know, kids on their way home from camp. I don't know if this is going to be enough Oreo for the outside here. Why is this not coming off? There we go. Okay. But let's get this out and into a little bowl so I can work with it. And once we're finished this, we're not going to try the ice cream cake. Obviously, that's for later. But we will do a little mac and cheese test and see how that came out. That should be plenty of Oreos for my cake scenario. So I'm going to move this off to the side. Move my food processor too. There we go. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our cake and put it on a plate. Take the cake. Yo. Adrian's coming over? Oh, they're all coming over? Okay. I'm going to be finished here in just a little bit. So, like, there's no worries about them streaming and whatnot.
You raised an army.
Oh, yeah.
How does one to be
Okay, so here's what we're doing with the cake.
He gets
Thank you.
one helium balloon.
Yeah,
So this is a lot.
excellent.
This is no way.
Okay. Okay, leave that here. Just leave it on the. Okay. Yes, leave whatever you need me to look at. Not right there. Not
Okay.
right there. Not right there. Over there. Yes, please. Okay. I did not know that there were multiple children coming back with him this afternoon. So, a little bit of a surprise, but like, that's fine. All right, here's what we're going to do. I washed my hands. We're going to take our Oreo and start kind of sprinkling this around the outside. And I'm going to give it a little shake. And then add a little more. So I'm just kind of putting this around the rim of the existing cake. And then this is not thawed enough to slide off of here. So we're just going to kind of put this on, give it a little shake. Give it a little tap. And then kind of continue here. Moon Dice, I know, right? It is that. And we're definitely in the phase where like that's gonna happen more often. And I'm not like I'm not like I'm whatever about it. I don't like surprises, but like not in the scheme of things, this isn't really a surprise so much as it is a like, oh, okay, I guess whatever. It's a whatever. You don't need to ask. I always say, like, you don't need to ask what will happen. Like, you don't need to ask to invite friends over. Like, you do, kind of, but, like, not on a day, like, where we definitely don't have plans. Which we don't. Okay, so, let's get a little bit around the outside here. And then, there we go. And then I'm just going to kind of press this into the side a little bit. And then when I'm finished, I will kind of tap this off. I'm going to put some writing on the top and put it back in the box. And then we're going to put it back in the freezer. Because we're not having this just yet. But this is what we're doing, because the request was for more Oreos. So we're adjusting plans. All right. Beautiful. That looks good, right? It is what it is. It's got crunchies inside of it too. It's got crunchies inside of it. And I'm just gonna take the Oreo stuff and I'm gonna put that in a little container too, because I think I can just use this as like an ice cream top also. This stuff I'm gonna put over here. And all right, writing. That's what I want to do. I have some food coloring gel, purple. Let's do, hold on, this needs to get the tip cut off here. Okay, let's see, how do I, let's try this. I'm just going to write this by hand. I'm going to do one word per line. And we're going to do this in not cursive. They didn't have the little candy letters in the store today. I really wanted to get those because those look nicer. But Calvin likes this gel stuff, so I suppose it's okay. BIRTHDAY 678 BIRT. Okay. B I R. We're working on it. R T.
Oh my god, there's a lot up here. No, don't hit them into the living room. We're putting them in the kitchen. Okay. And then I
D.
You pass them off to me.
A. Y. All right, almost there. And then should we do the last? Yeah, I'm just gonna keep the same color. I got two of those, and I got one green. Maybe we'll see. A. Okay, we're out of gel on that one.
Just wait 20 seconds and then come in.
C. A. L. V. I.
Yeah, if you can,
N.
move them up to the side.
We did it. Okay. There. We've we've sort of farther decorated a grocery store cake. There it is. Did not make this. We'll make cupcakes tomorrow. Those will be for a Saturday birthday party. This is just for like family dessert tonight. Okay. How is this icing, by the way? Is it any good? That's very sweet. Good Lord. Okay. I'm gonna put this back in the box. And in the freezer. That is ready to go for later. Now, before we find a place to land today, let's try this. Let's try this mac and cheese. That was the whole like purpose, mostly, of today, and I don't want to leave without showing you sort of a final product. And again, we'll be formally digging into this for dinner in a little bit later. But here's the one that we made for stream, specifically for our testing purposes. This is a Monterey Jack and sharp cheddar with a spicy kielbasa and peas, cheddar, macaroni and cheese with a breadcrumb topping. And let's see how it is, because I'm assuming, I'm a little bit hungry, not gonna lie. I'm gonna eat this with a spoon. So definitely looks decent. That's a good consistency. The cheese sauce is definitely soaked in a lot. It's not at all as liquidy as it was in the pot. I mean, it's cooled down a little too. So it cools down, the liquid soaks into the cheese more, and it gets like the consistency of it is so much nicer. Excellent. And the peas are still crunchy, like toothsome, because they weren't like cooked. They're like perfectly chewy, they're not soft. And I love the kielbasa in here, or chorizo, because the recipe has cayenne in it, which adds like, it doesn't really add heat, but it adds like a pepper flavor. The chorizo adds like just a very little bit of heat, but it helps with the richness, and that is really delicious. I'm really happy with how this turned out. And that was my little amuse-bouche for dinner. I'm going to eat a much larger one of those later. And then we'll have seconds from the tray. So that is what we were doing today. That was the point of today's stream, to make a whole bunch of macaroni and cheese. We did it. We also wrote and like finished up our cake. Not finished. Edited the cake to make it better for our purposes. And then, yeah, tomorrow we're gonna be back. Tomorrow we're gonna be making vanilla caramel cupcakes with a buttercream caramel frosting, filled vanilla caramel cupcake with a caramel buttercream frosting. That was a mouthful, but it'll be good. Hopefully it works out. I've never made a filled cupcake before. I don't think it's any different than making a real regular cupcake. It's just you got to take a little bit out of the middle of it, right? So I don't think there's too much to it, other than the taking things out. Anyway, we are finished up today. We're gonna find somewhere to raid. I'm gonna keep it in food maybe today, but let's see who's on. Let's see who's online in the food and drink category. You know who we don't often get to raid because they're usually finished streaming? Several people actually. Several people. Let's see.
You didn't tell them.
Okay. Who are we gonna raid today? There's a couple people who are live. Some folks who I don't know, some folks who I haven't met before. But I think let me check. Okay. I think if they're still going. Okay, they are still going. We're gonna rate Spaceballs, the username. We like Spaceballs. Friend of the stream, they're making coffee and hot pockets. It is about to get tragically noisy in here, so we have to leave. Okay, that's fine. There's many children at the house right now. They're all arriving. So we're gonna raid Spaceballs. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't know what time, probably sometime around 11 or noon. Okay.
Bye.
Goodbye sounds are on. Raid messages are in chat. Social media links are in chat. Thank you for hanging out today, y'all. I appreciate it. We just got an IRL raid.
Right. Take care now. Bye
An
bye then.
IRL raid. Can you say hi? You can say hi really quickly. Yeah, come here. We're already raiding.
Hi, it's my birthday.
It's Calvin's birthday. Okay. There's balloons happening.
Real balloons.
Real balloons. YouTube, thank you for hanging out today. I appreciate you, and it's good to see you. We'll catch you again.